Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah,
Hey,
Terrence,
what's up?
and TR.
Hey.
All right, guys, we are back. This is episode 283, Sinners. Of course, this is a 2025 horror film. I'll read the logline here. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. This is obviously directed and written by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan, Miles Caton, and Saul Williams, amongst many others. I thought it was pretty great. I think that's probably the sentiment for all of us, to be honest. I don't think that's that controversial. Yeah, I just kind of want to get into it, so I don't want to give too much away. I have seen some commentary, like Micah, you sent me that, like the heavy spoilers breakdown, which I thought was really interesting, like a lot of sort of the historical stuff. I feel like there's one part that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, so I'm interested to dig into it. But yeah, I mean, once again, Ryan Coogler does not disappoint, and him and Michael B. Jordan have not made a bad movie together yet. So yeah, I thought it 10 out of 10, to be honest. I'll go to Micah next.
Yeah, I think that guy knows what he's doing. I think both of them know what they're doing. Ryan Coogler is kind of elevating himself to be one of the preeminent directors in Hollywood. Michael B. Jordan, I always thought that Michael B. Jordan was a good actor, but in this kind of shows me that he's a really great actor. He plays this dual role very, very well, to the point where you feel like these are two different people in this film, and you forget that it's one guy playing two roles. The rest of the cast is really great. The story is simple enough to get you interested on a base level, and everyone says, it's like an onion, and it is. It's got layers, and there's things here that if you are paying attention, or if you are aware, or if you're even just curious, you can look up and find hidden meanings of certain things. Like, everything is deliberate, even like certain song choices. Everything is deliberate, and yeah, this is really great. Ryan Coogler has mastered the idea of incepting cultural identity into genre film, and it's really great to see.
Yep. Tara, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to give more as we talk about the movie. It's probably one of my favorite films ever. I felt like I had to see it more than once in theaters. Like, I think the first time I saw it in the No Talk No Text theater, and I hadn't seen many trailers before it came out. So the only thing I knew was that it was just about Michael B. Jordan playing a dual role in vampires, but I knew nothing else. I think the first viewing made me tear up a bit, particularly with Delta Slim's character, especially, and we'll get to a certain scene later. But there was something about that scene that was so uniquely Black that you needed a Black director. Only a Black director could have done that. And it reminded me of what Denzel mentioned when it came to, like, is it culture versus like talent? And we gave an interview about who can direct what. This is that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was talking about fences.
Yeah. I love the metaphor of vampirism for freedom, but freedom always comes at a cost. And also, I think it's debatable on how you see the endings for each character. Like, do you think that it's a happy ending, a tragic ending, or a bittersweet, maybe all of it? I go I think it's a bit more bittersweet for me. And then, of course, there's something in this movie that's probably one of the best film scenes I think I've ever seen, with the music and just the connectivity of Black culture, past, present, and future. Miles Caton, I didn't realize this was his first role ever. So good job to him. And that boy can sing. Like, I didn't realize he was also like a child prodigy singer too. So that's that little boy can get down. And then look, and I should have started with this. Wunmi Mosaku. Oh my God. Y'all have no idea how obsessed I am with this woman. Like, doing the press tour for Sinners. She, like, every single look that she had, that woman is gorgeous. And there is something to be said about how sexuality is displayed without being gratuitous or vulgar, and also centers the women, and especially having a dark-skinned, thick Black woman being the love interest of one of these characters. And I think some of the responses to people thinking that she was Michael B. Jordan's mother says a lot about how we view dark-skinned.
Like that shit.
What? Who said that?
Yeah, there were people who thought that
she looks like she gives good hugs and she can cook and this, that, and the other. I'm like, nigga, they the same fucking age.
All right. God damn.
And like, they're the same age in real life, and I think people need to really wrestle with why they felt like Hailee Steinfeld, who also did a really good job, was more suited to be Michael B. Jordan's love interest than Wunmi Mosaku. So some people, including Black folks, who just could not believe that Wunmi Mosaku was not someone's mammy. That was really
these were Black people saying this?
I had a few Black folks. They're out there.
I saw it online.
Really?
All right. This is the first I've ever heard of this.
I saw a particular video. I saw one video in particular where I was like, the guy was rating the women of Lovecraft Country, of this movie of Sinners, and like, you know, they were like, the Asian woman's gorgeous. What's her name is gorgeous. Pearline was fine, and Annie, she looks like she gives warm hugs. I was like, it was a nigga saying this shit. I was like, really, bro? All right. First of all, I'm like, I'll just wait till you get to that.
That's yeah.
Personally, not to be crass about it. I thought all the women in this movie were all very good looking. I was like, there is something for everybody in this movie. Like, it didn't bother me at all. I like the scene where you showed up in the shop. It was awesome. It's great.
But there was something else about why I thought this movie was so well done. It's because of the setup. Like, they really took time to make you care about every single character and feel like you're part of this community. So when the horror actually happens, and it happens pretty like not for like an hour or so, but when it does happen, you do care about what happens to each in one of them. It's a fantastic movie. I'm really glad I got to see it in IMAX, especially from my second viewing. I love the music in it. I don't really have anything negative to say. Oh, Michael B. Jordan, duh. Should probably comment on him too. Yeah. So, did y'all know Michael B. Jordan is actually kind of fine? Like, in this movie, I was like, wow. Like, I had heard the first time hearing of this. Like, in this movie, I mean, he's always yeah, right. I mean, like, he's always been like. He's always been really good looking, obviously. Like, I can see why people like fawn over him, but like, for me, like, I don't know. There was something about it. I was like, okay.
Because it was double your pleasure, double your fun in this movie.
So who's more your type? Who's more your type? Smoke or Stack?
Smoke.
Yeah, I figured Smoke would be the one, because you are grown. And Smoke has real he's got like real man. He's got big dick energy for lack of a better
I'm a handle business. Yes, right. He did.
I think it has more to do with, this guy's so attractive. Look how he just mows down all these Klansmen. Because for me, that was I'm just taking it back.
And like and shoot.
He's never been sexier to me.
And shooting people who steal from him, but also his trust in Annie.
he shot
like,
that.
and just like even though he may not believe in the stuff that she believes in, he believes in her, and he loved that woman. So yes, it would be smoke. But I also think it's because maybe Michael B. Jordan is a little older now. I think he's almost 40, and like there's like this. I don't know. He looks like he put on like a little bit of like grown man weight too. So yeah, yes. Yeah, and
he's getting what women think dad bod is, right?
Yeah, he got a 6-pack.
Yeah, what they
like,
think dad bod.
What they imagine that dad bod is.
Yeah,
oh, look, Henry Cavill. This is dad bod, right?
Yeah, Kevin James has a dad bod. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't need like super ripped. I'm not whatever. Like, it takes a lot to maintain that. Sure, whatever. But if Michael B. Jordan got even a little bit more softer in his next role, man. Anyway, but no, we
don't objectify people on this episode on this show.
I'm not objectifying. I'm complimenting.
Okay,
I'm going to be objectifying some people.
No, it's fine when men do it. It's different.
Well, like he's come so far as an actor.
His career has been really good, actually.
And I still don't feel like he's hit his peak into what he can do. I think this is just the best one, but I think he and Ryan Coogler can do even better than this, which is saying a lot. And shout out to my girl Pearline, who's married and walked a mile. And girl, you were beautiful as what's his name said. So. Oh no! Wait, I'm sorry. One more thing. Look, I get it. I probably would not go outside, but if Bo was like, "Hey, I got the car," I'm probably gonna go outside.
Yeah. So you look. Don't take that trip, all right? Like you don't listen too well. Like that nigga's a vampire, like, but the car's ready.
All right.
Nope.
Bo was so fine. Rest in peace, my man.
Yeah, well, he got what he deserved in the end. Terrence, your thoughts?
Yeah, I would just basically echo what everybody else said. This movie's amazing. This movie basically shows that when you let black people do what the fuck they want to do, they knock it out of the park, right? Like, this movie's awesome. Ryan Coogler is an elite director. Like, I think we can put him up there as an elite director. He's 5 out of 5.
Yep.
Ain't missed yet. Michael B. Jordan, like you said, I always have is he really good? Because sometimes his performances be like real samey to me. Mm-hmm. No, you forget that he's playing 2 characters in this movie. Like, it's just a cliche, but it's true. Like, he is literally playing 2 characters, and they have subtle differences. He's great. The women in this movie are just fine, right? Yeah, it's a great movie. It's just there's nothing wrong with it. And I love the fact that Ryan Coogler is a nigga. Right? Like, I love, like, he's such a great director, but like when you hear him talk about his craft, he's just like a dude from the Bay, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't code switch or anything like that. And I love, like, I remember watching an interview with him, and I think it was Daniel Kaluuya, but when they did Judas and the Black Messiah, he like produced that or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah, he produced.
If I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure. Yep.
They did like a podcast together, and they were just like talking about film, and I'm like, this nigga's like 34 years old, right? And he just knocked all of these movies out of the park. And like, just listening to him talk, he sounds like fucking like E40, just talking about movies. It's such a weird thing, but it shouldn't be, right? Like, they have you. It's just, to me, like, I just love it. Just the fact that this 37-year-old dude is just one of the best directors.
37.
Yeah, he's like 36, 37 years old, man.
Yeah,
it's just.
It's crazy.
His knowledge on film is just crazy, and just the fact that he sounds the way he sounds is just awesome. But back to the movie.
Yeah, the accent is heavy.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
It's the Ta-Nehisi Coates effect, right?
Yeah, like he's like never getting away from that.
Yeah, that's an East Baltimore accent. Exactly. If I've ever heard it.
Yep.
Exactly. It's the same thing. Yeah, man. It's simple yet deep, right? You can find whatever you're looking for in this movie, especially if you're black. Yeah, it's great. That's all I gotta say. I was really.
Yeah, well, there's so much. Like, I feel like there's probably going to be so much we will miss in this episode. Like you said, there, like, Micah, you sent me this Heavy Spoilers is a YouTube channel, and the guy goes through like a bunch of historical references and stuff. Like, I don't know any of these things. Like, all the stuff on the Irish side, all the stuff on the African side, like there's just so many things that can be tied to like very and not just kind of guesses, like very specific things being shown. It was pretty impressive, honestly. Look, I thought
and Ryan Coogler wrote this, and like that nigga might be a genius. Right? Like certain people
very well might be.
that come along is like, yeah, that motherfucker is like, might be a genius, dog. Like,
yeah, to
write this and to put all of that in there in this movie for you to like dig into.
Yeah, and it's not like
I can't wait to see like.
Well, I know he's working on he's working on a movie with Jordan about like I don't know, like school testing or something like that, where Jordan I think plays a teacher or something like that, which will be interesting as well. Yeah, I'm just curious as to like how you write a film like this, write and direct a film like this in such a short amount of time, because it's not like when Get Out came out, like Jordan Peele had been working on that script for like 8 years. I remember him saying something like that. Right, so it's like that movie is heavily laced with all sorts of messaging and stuff like that. But you can understand how, like, if you're working on a script for 8 years, you're writing and you're like, all right, well, I want to put these things in. Like, you have more time. But like, there's no indication that he wrote this movie over like 6 years, like fairly recent, right? Like in the normal scheme, maybe 2-3 years of thinking ideas and getting it going. So amongst doing other movies and producing other things at the same time. So it's just incredibly impressive.
He's a $1 billion director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a $1 billion director.
Really
He's directed a movie that made $1 billion.
I was watching some of the special features on the digital release, and he was talking about the process of making it and how the movie kind of came to him. And when it did, he only had a couple months to turn in a script. And he was just, because Black Panther Wakanda Forever was completed in 2022. And this movie came out this year. And it takes a long time to make a movie, guys. And him and his wife and co-producer, she was like, yeah, he was really into it. And one of his other producers were like, okay, if you want to pitch this movie, like, we got to see something. And he did it in like a couple months. And his wife was like, I couldn't believe he did it. Right. Which kind of lends credence to the fact that, like, yeah, Terrence is right. Like, this dude might be a genius. Now, it was a very personal story for him. And, he is pulling from that. But to be able to get a script and, like, making a movie is very, very difficult. Because there's so many different factors and so many hands that have to and so many eyes that have to see it. And there's a lot of trust because there's a whole lot of money that's being put on the table to make a movie. And the fact that this dude who sounds the way he sounds and makes the movies that he makes
and looks the way he looks, by the way,
the way he looks and employs not just casts, but employs a rainbow coalition of people to get something done. It's a minor miracle, yo. And I hope this opens the door for more people of color to be able to tell stories. But and they see that, like, because that's the thing with like big companies and big corporations, they don't really give a shit like if it makes money, and if one thing hits, then people are going to try and copy it, right? Deep Impact and Armageddon, right? Like stuff like that happens. So that's kind of what I hope this turns into with the runaway success that this film has been. Yeah, man.
What do you always say? They're going to take the wrong lessons away from it. I don't know what wrong lesson is going to be because the movie is so good, but like they usually always fuck up.
Well, I'll say,
put niggas in horror movies. That'll be the lesson. Black Panther. That'll be the lesson.
And also, let this be a one story.
I don't need a sequel.
I don't need a sequel to this.
So he's already said that there's no sequel. I think the only thing I probably would be interested in is just learning more about the Native Americans at the beginning, but other than that, I don't need anything else from this. This was fine. Let this be it.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't need an extended universe. We don't need none of that. Don't do that.
No,
please.
No.
Oh my God.
And I know we'll get into to Remick and everything like that, and the choice to make him Irish and stuff like that.
So okay, before we get into it, I'm actually there's a thing, TR, that you said earlier, and this is a thing that I found interesting, and maybe I just have not read enough of other people's thoughts on it. You said that you thought that you took it as vampirism was sort of an allegory for freedom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like when I'm watching that movie, there's a movie that I haven't seen. I didn't have a chance to watch it, unfortunately, again, but before this. But there's a movie that I'm surprised people have not mentioned that this movie is similar to, which is Ganga and Hess, right? That's a 1973 movie. Like Spike Lee did a remake of it, The Sweet Blood of Jesus or whatever, which it wasn't successful. But like, I'm surprised because that's what, to me, that movie and this movie have a similar thing, which is vampirism being an analogy for assimilation. Like I was shocked that it wasn't mentioned in all the things that I had seen, that nobody had mentioned that movie. Like I felt like the whole idea was join up in this thing. Don't, we'll take your culture. We'll just bring it all in. Like you just join this, this sort of melting pot. Just don't worry about it. Right. Like even their idea of once you become a vampire, everybody's thoughts, right? Like you just can, you lose all reality. I was just surprised.
That was the deal that the Irish had to kind of earn their whiteness.
Exactly.
Was to assimilate, right? And that's kind of the vampirism can mean many things in this movie.
Yeah. No, I'm not so much saying that it can't. I'm just saying I'm shocked that movie Gang and Hess wasn't mentioned when people talk about it. When I meant the illusion of freedom. Because I think there are questions about like, well, what are you giving up? I mean, like not only just your humanity, but you're part of this new clan, pun intended. Like you're joining this new group, but at what cost? And who found true freedom at the end? Like was it Marion Stack? Was it Smoke and Annie? Was it Sammy at the end? Right.
Because the one thing that vampirism does in this case, it takes away your choice. And
it's supposed to take away your choice, right?
Yeah, but
technically, Smoke didn't. He stuck to what his fucking brother told him not to do. Well, Stack kept his word.
Yeah, he did keep his word.
So it's kind of like, was it Remick that was controlling them, or as long as he was around? Well, we'll get into it. As long as he was around, like they had to do what the fuck he said. But Smoke didn't do what he did. He was like, okay, bet, I got you. Like, was the love for his brother so strong that he's like, I'm just gonna listen to what this nigga says and just like, keep my word for 100 years, for like 75 years, right. Which was dope. But so I don't know.
No, there's plenty of other people to feed on, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. All right, so let's get into it. So the movie opens in what year is it? It's like I don't know, fucking
1932.
1932, and we see Sammy go into.
This is the Great Depression has already started, correct? The Great Depression started in 29, right?
Yeah. So for black people, it doesn't feel different.
We're right in the Great Depression, but like niggas don't feel like the Great what? Like we stay in depression.
Well, white people ain't got no money. That's crazy, dog. Wow. Welcome. Would you like to eat a can of beans that we've been eating for 30 years? So yeah, you see Sammy. This is sort of they're playing the end of the movie, or partially close to the end of the movie in the beginning here. And you see Sammy go into the church. His father is the pastor, played by Saul Williams, who is a very famous artist and musician. And so he's like, listen, basically, look, you got to get rid of the guitar, let go of this music, because Sammy's holding this partially part of a guitar, and he's like, basically like join the church, like leave the sin alone, right? And then it cuts to one day earlier. Like the entire movie happens in just one day, which is Also pretty interesting, I thought. We see him doing like sharecropping. They're like quite literally picking cotton.
In 1932, keep it real. Let's not forget. Just because slavery was ending, didn't mean that they weren't still picking cotton in the 1900s. In 1932. So.
Yeah. People seem to think it ended in 1864. That's not how that worked.
Right.
You just got paid in wooden nickels. Congratulations.
And sharecropping, I mean, was just slavery by another name. You were in debt to the landowners. Yeah. Sometimes even just because, like, I mean,
for some shit you probably didn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Or you could be like, well, here, like, I'm keeping on my end of the bargain. Do your part, and then the wife would just be like, "What do you mean? No, absolutely not." My grandfather was a sharecropper.
Really?
He still alive, by the way. Not even 80.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. And again, it's not like it ended in 1932 either, right? Like, like. Yeah, but people's concept of American history is wild. Like, slavery happened 7,000 years ago. Like, no, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No.
Abraham Lincoln was shot 160 years ago.
Right. Like, it's just like, it's too, what's the joke? Louis C.K. tells that, like, oh, slavery was 400 years ago. Like, no, it very much wasn't. It's two old ladies living and dying back to back. It's not that long ago. Like, it's just not that long. So then we see, Smoke and Stack, obviously twin brothers, played by Michael B. Jordan, and they're meeting this white dude to buy this old barn or old slaughterhouse,
sawmill.
Sawmill. And he's like clearly a shady dude. He's got a gun on him and all this other shit. And for the first time, when you meet them, they're like, oh, did you clean these floors or what have you? Sort of getting, at least for me, this implication of like there was blood on the floor. From what reason? I mean, you could take a guess, but they kind of just kind of leave it there. And as this guy's like kind of talking shit to them, you can watch Stack slowly slide behind the guy and put his hand on his knife, and it's just like, oh, like, are they going to murder this dude right here? Because that's fine. Like, I feel like he probably deserves it. I don't know anything about this guy, but he probably deserves it.
I saw an interview.
He looks like a racist.
Yeah,
I saw an interview that Ryan Coogler did, and they had consultants on who were twins, right? Consultants on how twins would act, right? And he said that they either he knew or the consultants told him a story. And he said, this is how like twins fight, right? They fight like raptors, basically, right? Where one person focuses your attention while you lose track of the other one, and the other one comes up behind you, and like that's how they were to operate. That's the inspiration for this particular scene.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have to imagine it would be terrifying for that guy. Like, wait, where'd the other one go? It's like, oh, getting right behind you. Like, yeah, you in danger, girl. Like, yeah, you in a lot of trouble. So, they don't kill him, unfortunately, for now. And Smoke delivers this line. He was like, listen, now understand, this is all the money we're going to pay you for this sawmill, not a fucking dime more. And if any of your clan buddies cross our line, like cross our property line, we will kill them where they stand.
Love it.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn.
Could be the same energy in 2025.
It's still 1932. I guess. Not the 70s. So yeah, he's like, the clan don't exist anymore. Okay.
Okay.
All right, buddy. More on that later. So then we see Sammy going to see his dad at that church. This is obviously a day earlier, and from the beginning of the movie. And his dad is asking him to recite 1 Corinthians 10:13. I don't know, something about God or whatever.
Their wings are good. I don't know.
Corinthians. Oh shit! That's a deep cut. That's a Baltimore deep cut. Terrence, you really are, nigga. I swear to God.
Hey.
I mean, their wings are. You're not lying.
Corinthians 10:13. It says, "No temptation, or there hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
Cool. The Bible is
So I guess so it means no temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful; He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He'll provide a way out so you can endure it.
Is there like a Bible for dummies, like just like plain language Bible?
Yes, there is. It's called the Good News Translation.
Yeah, not the like.
Is that the one you read, Mike?
Yes, it is. You know? Like, it's like all this fucking Shakespeare shit. Like, it's hard enough. It's hard enough for me to buy a lot of this, right? Yeah. And if you're gonna start using their, thou, and they're like,
yeah, just get to it. Get to it.
Yeah. Give me the Good News Translation, and then I'm good.
Speak English.
The Good News Translation.
Is that like translated to like the Lord don't give you nothing he can't he don't think you can handle or some shit? Is that
yes.
what that
means? It's plain language,
basically.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Maybe
I would have been into it.
Like,
yeah, look, I read enough Shakespeare in high school. Maybe I would have been into religion a little bit more if they were just like, don't go over there. Don't have a pulled pork sandwich. I'd be like, all right, I got it. I understand. Like some categories on Pornhub aren't for you. All right, I got it. I got all the information. All right. Figured it out. Thanks, Jesus. So they pick up Smoke and Stack, they pick up Sammy from his dad, and they're like, yeah, we returned him in one piece. Don't worry about it. Okay.
I mean, technically they did.
I mean, technically they weren't lying, right? So he's excited because like they're back from like Chicago area. They both fought in the First World War, but they're back. They were in Chicago for a while. By the way, apparently the reasons for the different colors that they're wearing, red and blue, is tied to Italian and what was it?
Irish.
Italian and Italian and French?
Irish.
So the colors are because Ryan Coogler directed Ruthie Cathy, the woman who did the clothing design for Black Panther. He directed her like, this is an American story. I want like red, white, and blue motifs, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's where the colors come from. The actual style of the suit, Smoke is wearing a suit reminiscent of what the Irish would wear, and Stack is wearing something reminiscent of what the Italians would wear.
Right, which is also why they have the very specific alcohol that they have, by the way.
Right,
Irish beers and
so like the Irish and Italian mob.
Yeah,
30s.
like that, and because they even referenced for Capone at one point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So then they clearly they brought a truck up down from Chicago, and they take Sammy to it. They uncover it, and there's a snake in it, which is, obviously like a biblical, reference, that sort of thing. And so they have this really cool moment where Stack throws the knife to Smoke just to look cool as shit, and then they kill the snake. It was just a dope scene. It just was just very cool. Also kind of showing off the twin effect, I have to imagine. Like them passing shit back and forth, like the cigarette smoking and stuff like that. Like, it just looks flawless. I mean, twin effects in movies before, one always looked slightly different. Like the color grade was off. You remember, like in the 80s and shit? Like, oh, there's two of us. It's like, well, this is clearly a weird mirrored effect.
Or they're standing way too far apart.
Right.
And just like having a conversation. It's
like a split screen.
Yeah.
I don't think this is real. Right. But in this, they get to show it off a little bit, which is cool. I mean, honestly, if I didn't know who Michael B. Jordan is, I would just be like, does he just have a twin? Like, how the fuck would I know? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing about the CGI between the two of them that gives it away at all. Except for the handshake type of thing that they do. They purposely only show when they like hug, they only show one of their faces. It's like, that's clearly a body double. But again, how would you know that otherwise?
There's like between body doubles, some CG. I think they built a rig. Yeah. Like Michael B. Jordan would walk around with this rig that he had a whole bunch of cameras around his head, and then they would just like superimpose his face on a body double from time to time. Like there was like 4 different things that they did for this whole twin effect throughout this movie. It's pretty dope.
Yeah. Looks pretty flawless to me. So they take the truck into town. Again, they have Irish beer and Italian wine in this truck. It's all covered. Smoke goes over to he's talking to this girl, trying to negotiate with her, and he negotiates like a better deal for her, right? So she'd watch the truck. He goes into this local store. It's run by Chinese immigrants, which is, to me, an interesting telling of like Chinese American story. Them being brought when slavery ended. A lot of Chinese immigrants came over because they needed somebody to do cheap labor, build railroads, that sort of thing. It's true. And so there's a difference between how Smoke deals with the husband, and then he's waiting on the wife, who was also at the other store. Apparently, the street is divided by white
so
people.
One half of the street is whites only, and the other half is blacks only. And at one point, we see Smoke go into the black only store and to meet with Bo, and he's like, Bo's like, hey, go get your mother. And we see this one shot of her like crossing the racial divide, right. to go grab the mom and have the mom come over from the white side to the black side. They said in some of the behind the scenes features that Bo was directed to speak a little more plainly, and what is the wife's character's name?
Grace.
Grace. Throughout the film, she in the beginning she starts to speak a little more proper because she has to deal with white people.
Right.
She basically code switches throughout the movie. Like, because she, when shit starts to go down, it's, come on in, motherfuckers. And it was to illustrate the fact that the Asian immigrants can kind of code switch. They could toe the line.
They have the quote unquote luxury to kind of assimilate because of the color of their skin. They're still not white, but like they're not niggas, right?
Yeah,
right.
So they can serve these white folks across the street.
Yeah,
type shit.
Yeah, and that's there's actually a really good documentary on the Chinese settlers in the Mississippi Delta, and what you'll see is that the streets were just like that. So having a white side and a black side, and they sound exactly just like how Bo and Grace did. And Terrence, you're right. Like, because of the social hierarchy there, they were quite literally in the middle, and including when it came to like things like education. So they had to have their own schools because white people would not let them anywhere near there. But at the same time, they were only associated with black people, but only so much. So one of the things that I saw online a lot, and I know we'll get into this when we get to the come on in motherfuckers part of the movie, which is about Black and Asian relations and against white supremacy. There are a lot of people who hated Grace for what she did and thought it was about her trying to assimilate
turning on black folks.
Media literacy, bad media literacy is
what?
Like, that's
I know.
That's insane.
But
she's distraught. Okay. She's distraught. Like her.
They cover her mouth. She's like freaking out. Her reason for doing it is because he tells her he's going to kill her daughter.
Watch
the movies.
I saw the memes. If I show you this, that means I'm about to fuck everything up type shit. And they showed Grace.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
But
that makes me really fucking mad. That's so fucking stupid to me. Go ahead.
But what I thought was really clear was that Bo and Grace were still very much closer to the black community than they could ever be to the white community, just given their general comfort around Smoke. And you can assume stack. And also to remember that at this point, no one had seen these twins in almost a decade. So for them to have these roots into the community and to have Bo and Smoke have that kind of rapport with each other, I think says a lot about Bo and Grace's integration into that community, even though they could not be obviously completely within it, because I'm pretty sure from a self-interest point of view, they had to kind of maintain a certain level of behavior. But still, I just thought it was obvious that if you had to include in that community, they were definitely part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people don't realize, and this happens and it happens for a number of reasons, sort of like in the modern era as well. I think a lot of people don't realize the connections Black folks have had to other communities in the United States, like historically. Like they only look at what's happening in like 2025 and they're like, that's the way it's always been. Like, no, that's not true at all. Like the connection between Jews and Blacks was pretty strong until the 80s, right? Like, and then crack fucked up a lot and it destroyed those two communities' connection to each other, right? And then I'm not saying, one response is, correct or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like historically those things that happen. The connection between the Asian community and Black people has been radically changed too, because again, they were brought in to do the jobs that they could not force Black people to do anymore.
Right.
They had connections for a reason, right? So stop looking at 2025 lenses when you are watching, not that you can't consider those things, but don't watch movies from 1932 and just be like, just ignoring these things. Like historically, these connections existed. So
yeah. So I can't remember what the documentary is called, but I think it was like on PBS or something. But a lot of the Chinese who came to the Mississippi Delta, like you said, they were doing a lot of the jobs that the Black people were not going to do for free anymore. Even though a lot of them, a lot of Black folks became sharecroppers. But a lot of them did end up opening grocery stores at that time, and that was kind of how they had to make their living and straddle between both worlds. And I just think that people kind of missing a lot of that context. So dismissing that context is kind of taking away some of the messages, I think, of the movie. And I know Ryan Coogler even mentioned that like he was a little disappointed in some of the criticism that Grace received because that was not his intention.
It's because people are cutting that story in her performance or that character's performance. They're cutting it with shit in their own head. It has nothing to do with what they saw. That's how you can just.
They're cutting it with like Chinese restaurants or like corner stores in Black communities.
Exactly.
That's what they're thinking. Because
right,
like we've talked about that before, right? Like they give the Asian people loans to open up stores, but in Black neighborhoods to kind of fuck with us, right? But you take what you can get as an immigrant, and like our relationships aren't the best at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? In the world now, but like that's the lens that they're seeing it through. Instead of like, hey, they were at this juke joint with us for like 5 hours. Just they cooked for us. Yeah, they got paid, but it was $15 to do the sign, and they got paid to cook, and it was having fun with us and all this other shit. And all of a sudden, a nigga's like, yo, I'm gonna kill your mother. I'm gonna kill your daughter, and that's her fault that she flipped the fuck out. That's weird.
I got your husband already, and I'm gonna go get your daughter.
Like, well,
it's the Star-Lord thing,
like, the daughter wouldn't let a stranger in, but like it's her husband.
You're right.
That's her dad. She would easily open, like, come in, Dad. Like, why the fuck didn't they think that doesn't anyway, that don't make no fucking sense.
Right. And Micah, your example is correct. People being mad at Star-Lord in Infinity War. Oh, yeah, he flipped out because you killed his girlfriend. Like, yeah, he wasn't thinking rationally. Why would he do that? Oh, I don't know, man. If someone murdered your girlfriend, would you be like, oh, okay, is that happening? That's cool, fine, don't worry about it. Like, no, you fucking lose your mind.
And I feel like,
or media literacy is a choice. Like it is.
Even though this is entertainment, I do think movies are can be educational, could spark people to go look up things that they haven't been exposed to. And I felt like the inclusion of the Mississippi Chinese or Delta Chinese community was so important because I've never seen this. Like I've never seen it. It's not even something I grew up learning about. So because like when you learn about Jim Crow South, and it's in our the way that we teach about Black history already is already pretty sanitized. but we don't really consider other ethnic groups in this time period. So I really like that that he was able to include them, because it made me more interested in learning more about, like, okay, what is it like to be East Asian? You have your own culture, but now you're still really Southern. You speak like a Southerner, but yet do you maintain your own traditions when trying to assimilate here? Like, it's just, there's a lot there, and I think the responses were very TikTok short, not well thought out responses, which I want to say, like, this is, kind of representative of why we're here, now in this day and age.
Yeah, and you should watch this movie. And, like, I feel like if you're not good at, especially at media literacy, but maybe you don't realize you're bad at it, you should watch this movie and then just shut up for a second. Like, the problem is, I feel like people are trying to come up with hot takes while they're watching the movie, and you miss so much. One, especially a movie like this, because they're like, if you only concentrated on what she said, like, come in, motherfuckers, then you clearly miss literally what happened 3 seconds before that, right? Like, he literally tells her what he's going to do to her daughter. It's a pretty obvious one, right? But there's so much layered shit in this movie. If you're concentrating on if you're only focusing on the surface level things, you're missing what I would argue is like 90% of the movie is just so multi-layered. So yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. We'll get to Mary and Stack, because some people had some thoughts about Mary and Stack.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
No, I can't wait.
Because again, it made, like,
were they from Dr. Umar?
But yeah, there was some stuff about Hailee Steinfeld, the actress, Mary the character, and Mary and Stack and their relationship that I just did not agree with.
You know what? All right, let's get to that. I can't wait to hear this fucking horse shit.
All right, so
people are so ridiculous. Smoke makes a deal with Grace about the sign, make the signs and everything, right? We see Stack with Sammy in the car, where a running theme in this movie is go down on your girl. Ryan Coogler is like, just so y'all niggas know, find that button, like, knock it off. Ryan Coogler is the anti DJ Khaled, apparently. He actually understands how to please a woman, and so he's like, look, Stack lets Sammy know that, like, their dad, Smoke and Stack's dad, was, like, abusive, and that Smoke actually killed their dad, which is also a kind of a big deal, and that guitar that he has is actually their dad's, which is another layered bit of, like, trauma being used in this other, trying to use this sort of a traumatic character or traumatic arc being used in this sort of positive way. So then he asks Sammy while they're driving, like, all right, you say you can play, like, all right, let's see what you can do. And he starts to play the guitar and sing. And I was like, Michael B. Jordan's response is like, oh shit, like, God damn.
Same as mine.
Yeah, same as mine. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, this nigga, like, he's like 18 years old with that voice. I'm like, this don't make no fucking sense. Not only does he have that voice, but he taught himself how to play the guitar for this movie.
Really? Wow. That's amazing.
He didn't know how to play the guitar before this movie. So he's like, fuck it. Okay, I bet I got you. And this nigga's a prodigy. Again, niggas are awesome, yo. Black people are awesome. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, this movie just shows us that we're kind of dope, just in general.
I mean, wow, I did not know that about him playing guitar. That's Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, his voice is remarkable. Like, it really is. I was like, wow.
I feel like that was probably a genuine, like, reaction from Michael B. Jordan.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was, yo.
Like, don't sing around him until that scene.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That didn't look like acting, yo. It didn't look like acting. It looked like he was, like, genuinely like, yo, this nigga, wow.
That's incredible.
What? I thought it was dubbed, but I'm not gonna lie. I thought they dubbed his voice with somebody else's at first.
I mean, I can 100% see why anyone would think that.
Yeah, yo, because, like, the kid is 20 years old now, so he was he was a teenager.
17,
right? You're like 18. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
That's crazy.
So then we meet we see Stack take Sammy to meet Delta Slim, played by Delroy Lindo, who is just a remarkable actor. Like
everything he's in.
Everything he's in. Keep in
Man,
mind,
and so,
there's so
you know,
many people connected to who were supposed to do the Blade movie that did not end up doing it, that are all in this, incidentally, which is interesting.
Delroy Lindo, I know he's like super Black famous, but the fact that he has not won all the awards multiple times just shows you just how racist Hollywood is. Like this, like he is, I think, one of the best actors ever.
He should have won an Oscar for The Five Bloods. Period.
He's just as good as any actor in Hollywood. Period. Just
better.
I would put him up against anybody in Hollywood.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. Like I've never seen him in any movie where I'm not like, this is a great performance. And he was in the movie The Core, and that was a piece of shit. And he was great. Okay, that movie's terrible. But he's great. Like he's just, I mean, this Delta Slim character, I mean, it's phenomenal. And he's one of those actors like, where it doesn't even feel like he's acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has just a genuineness to him. And so he reluctantly agrees to play at their juke joint. Basically, Stack is like, "Hey, I got this Irish beer," and he was like, "Excuse me." Like, now hold on a second, because Delta Slim is an alcoholic. That is obvious.
I thought it was really funny that there was like a musical cue as he was drinking the Irish beer. I'm like, what the fuck kind of Disney World shit is this? when he took a sip of that beer, I'm like, that was a weird musical cue. All right.
He was like, "Oh yeah,
that's his love." Fucking
he was like,
alcohol.
Since Prohibition. Ooh, I miss it.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Look, I need you to, we got plenty of these beers and Italian wine down at the juke joint tonight." And then so he starts playing the harmonica, and then Sammy starts playing the guitar, and they start getting the crowd together, and everybody's like all excited. And then we see Perline. She comes over.
Nigga. Yeah. Yo, a literal goddamn came out of my mouth in the movie theater. I'm serious. I was like, Jesus Christ.
No, she's beautiful, man.
Almost. Yeah, that woman is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. The walk away ain't bad. It's like, God damn. She was like, "Oh, don't mess around. You bite off more than you can chew." I'm like, I'm good. Don't worry about me. worry about yourself. Okay, don't worry about me. And she says she was
vampire pun.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's definitely a lot of that. And then we meet Hailee Steinfeld, who plays Mary, and Sammy sees her and she's staring at Stack, and he's like, "Oh,
he was like, white woman staring at you." Like,
she coming over here, like,
looking at she's looking at shit.
He's like, "Don't look at it. Just go over there and keep playing. Like, white woman's the devil." And so he, Stack walks up to her and she was like, "Oh, I'm waiting for you." And he was like, "Yeah, I was trying to get the fuck away from you." Like, and obviously they know each other. He's like, "You didn't hear that part?" She's like, "Yeah, I heard that." Then you stuck your tongue in my coos, and I thought
He's
different.
Like,
I was like, "Wow,
tongue in my coos, and you fucked me so hard, and I thought you'd change your mind." He was like, "Chill, bitch, what you doing?" Like, yo, relax. Yo, we're in the train station. Yo, why are you so loud, yo? Relax. I was like, oh well. That shit was hilarious.
He was like, "Look, I did tell the young man that's how you do it. Like, in fairness to me, that's my whole thing."
So, but that means that she hadn't seen him also in 7 years.
Yeah,
something like that.
She was thinking. She was thinking about all that for 7 years. For 7 years, they were.
Who else was there? They're in the Mississippi Delta. Who else is there?
Well, because she's married.
Is he married?
Remember?
Yeah.
He clearly knew what he was doing.
Look, we put it down as black men. That's what we do, right? We fucking up marriages all over. Like, relax. But
I mean, look, Stack is not for me. You're
more of a smoke guy. Yeah. You want to have sex in a weird convenience store they pay with wooden nickels. I got it.
Yes.
We understand.
The interesting thing about like the dynamic between Stack and Smoke, they kept calling Stack the crazy one. You notice that? Like you and your crazy brother Stack, but like Stack didn't do anything crazy. Smoke was the crazy nigga.
Yeah,
He
he was
shot a
just
nigga in the ass.
he was quieter about it, right?
He didn't
Like,
want to
instead of-
shake
he
him.
was like-
Got PTSD and shit. Like he trying to
Yeah,
roll a
like-
joint to calm his nerves and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I
he
thought
did
that was
gun
weird
down
that,
like 12 dudes on his own.
Yeah, like Stack didn't harm anyone in this movie. Nobody. When you think about it, like they kept saying Stack was the crazy one, but Smoke was the one that shot the nigga in his kneecap, shot the dude in his ass, and like murdered all those fucking Nazis. I mean, Nazis, Klansmen.
Same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Nazis, Klansmen, white people, same thing.
He was all bark and no bite, right?
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
and even
he
even said that Smoke killed. Yeah, he's a little brother. He even said that Smoke killed their dad. Maybe Stack did it, and like that was the last time he really had to do some violent shit outside of like going to war, right?
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't do no shit like this no more. I don't know. I just found it weird that they kept saying like Stack was the crazy one.
He definitely comes off as more aggressive, and I think it may be like
more aggressive one, but like Smoke is all action. like Smoke don't talk shit. He'll put a bullet in your head.
Smoke gets it done.
Yeah.
Smoke gets it. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
God damn it. We'll get to
that. Nigga was like, yeah, I'll just. Yeah.
So what is the controversy?
Me lusting up the Smoke all episode.
Gross. What is the controversy between Hailee Steinfeld and like and Stack?
People kept saying, why didn't they cast what's her name? Jurnee Smollett. Oh. Like basically light-skinned black actresses as Mary. Because Mary, the character, is like a quarter or an eighth black or something like that.
She's an octoroon.
Yeah, she's an eighth.
Right. So an eighth black.
That would be the term back then they would have used.
But here's the thing. Hailee Steinfeld, also an eighth black.
She is an octoroon.
Yes.
So what the fuck are y'all complaining about?
Filipino and black or some shit like that, right?
But also at the same time, Jurnee Smollett and other light-skinned black actresses are not passing. They are. You can tell that they are black.
Yeah, they are very.
Someone who can pass. I don't know why.
Yeah, Roll Bounce was on the other day,
and
like she's black.
Like, but people were getting really upset over the fact that she was passing.
But she filmed this movie. I don't even understand the argument.
They filmed this movie in Louisiana. Jurnee Smollett in Louisiana is gonna get dark, yo. Like it just like what do you want? Yo?
Trial by sunlight. Like I'm sorry, you can't have
to which this leads me to one of my points, and I'll probably have to talk about it again when we get to when Mary turns Stack later on, which is I think a lot of people felt very uncomfortable or felt like they needed to unnecessarily criticize their relationship because they are an interracial, not even just interracial, but black and white couple. And because I saw people say things like, what Annie and Smoke had was real, but what Mary and Stack had was just temporary. And I was like, both of them are going to be together forever in some way.
So is it real love, or is it like what Smoke and Annie had was real? You know, like the love between a son and his mother. Like, what is it?
Like, what is it? Is it one Michael Uchi Wally, nigga? What are we doing?
My questions were when I was watching the Discourse. Jay, you missed so much because I know you just watched this like recently, but you missed so much when this movie came out.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't say I missed
Discourse
it.
Was.
Nah, I wouldn't say I missed it.
I kept thinking like
I hate a lot of you niggas out there, yo. I really do. I do. Like I'll be honest with you. Like no, but in all seriousness, I think the level of fucking, pardon my French, the level of retarded ass comments from people about interracial relationships drives me fucking crazy. I swear to God, it drives me crazy. No one is telling you to fucking date or marry anybody. Fuck off. Fuck off.
So okay,
it's so annoying. You're not brilliant or interesting. You're just a bunch of dickheads. You're just a bunch of dickheads. It's so fucking irritating to me. Anytime there is a black and white person together on screen, it's a 9-hour fucking conversation. Is their love real or whatever? She was with him in the same amount of time as Annie and Smoke were. They were apart the same amount of time. Who gives a fuck? It's a movie. Like, who cares?
Okay, so it's, first of all, can't say the R word. Sorry, y'all. Like, Jesus. It's nonsensical.
No. Like, look, I don't say it. But I felt the need to be extremely explicit as I could.
Got to tamp that feeling down because I know people don't want to hear that. Like,
yeah, they'd be all right.
But
I want to hear a lot of shit people say.
But like, I saw people try to like say like, you know what Annie and Smoke went through. You know, we'll get to that when they meet versus what Mary and Stack went through. And I'm like, there's no need to really to compare, to pit them against each other, because the point is that both men had these great loves that they could not be with for one reason or another. And in Mary and Stack's case, it was quite literally a case of life and death for both of them if they stayed together.
Yes.
So, that shit was illegal. It's 1932.
Right. For both of them. So it's not just him getting strung up, it's also her that's going to suffer consequences too. And I think there's definitely a discussion to be had about Mary's privilege. And her having the nerve to come up to Stack in a very public place, putting him in danger. Like, I think that is there's 100% validity to that. But what I didn't like was trying to make seem like their relationship was less than just because of the circumstances.
But here's the thing, and I in all honesty, this happens all the fucking time. It is incredibly fucking irritating that somehow, just because you're marrying somebody who is of the same race as you, that is somehow more real than someone marrying someone who is a different color than you. It isn't different. It isn't different. If you're marrying somebody because you think, oh, this is going to be some fucking special thing, like, you know, when you see like a unbelievable amount of like black rich athletes all marrying white women, that's a commentary that you can be like, oh, that seems a little strange, right? But just a regular fucking person is a little odd, right? And at the same time, it's like in, School Days, right? Spike Lee makes that point of having Lawrence Fishburne's girlfriend say, sometimes I think you're only dating me because I'm the darkest sister on campus, right? Because there's also that shit too, right? Micah, I sent you that clip from, what the fuck is that? Couples Therapy, that show on Showtime. You ever seen that shit? Yeah. It's just like real people in couples therapy. It's fucking insane. All those people are nuts. But like, it was literally a black couple, and the husband is like, yo, I go to these events with you. They're both black. And he's like, I feel uncomfortable, right? Like, from like a racial standpoint, like there's white people giving me the eye and all this other shit. And she's telling him, you need to get over it. You don't understand. You need to be more open. You've seen that clip, right? I sent that to you guys too. This idea, and what pisses me off about that is, one, that she doesn't get it as a black woman, right? That's fucking insane to me. But this idea that just because you marry somebody of the same race, that they're going to understand and to be perfectly aligned with you is horseshit. It's horseshit. And just because you're with somebody who isn't the exact color as you, that they can't understand and that your connections aren't real and shit. Look, you say that shit to me in person, I will feed you your fucking teeth. I hate that shit. I cannot stand it. It is juvenile. It's 2025. Knock it the fuck off. You don't like interracial marriages? Go live on a fucking island where you can only, marry penguins or whatever the fuck. In society, people marry who the fuck they want to marry. I am so sick and tired of hearing about it. I am. Mary's character is simply there to show that both guys, like you said, are in relationships that are complex. That's the point. Right. And in 1932, there's really a lot of things that are complex. Interracial dating, even with somebody who's an octoroon, as the term goes, like, that is also incredibly difficult. And her character is there because she can blend in not only with white people, like she goes and meets Remick, but also as far as blending in with black people because she's in that culture too. There's a point of it. He picked her for a fucking reason. He wrote the character for a fucking reason. You don't have to add all your other horse shit that you have a problem with into it. Stop cutting that shit with all your nonsense.
Also, I just got to say this too. Like, it is. I do find it to be pretty disrespectful to try to cast her to try to play like the recast game, when that's not the intention. And it tells me, like, do you believe in what Ryan Coogler was doing in this movie or not?
That shit's annoying to me. Like the whole point of casting her was because of who she was. That's the whole fucking point. He didn't say Hailee Steinfeld is black. Like she's not playing. Being a black woman. What the fuck?
Right.
All right. Yeah, they shouldn't have put the Asian people in. They should have just picked I don't know, some like Hawaiian niggas. Like just cause.
They should have just put Latin people in there for no reason, even though they weren't in this part of the country. I saw some professional nerd on Instagram was pissed that there was no Latino representation in this particular movie, even though he was riding the dick of Ryan Coogler when Wakanda Forever came out because of the treatment that Namor got. And it just is... I'm old, man. I can't...
Y'all niggas get on my nerves. You get on my nerves. You get on my nerves. Like, yo, grow up, yo. Just grow up. Just grow up. Grow up.
This is why the Republicans won. Because y'all niggas can't fucking... Y'all niggas can't fucking come to a consensus on nothing.
On nothing,
always arguing with each other and shit. Like, come the fuck on, man.
Hey, man, I love this movie. If only they had cast that white woman as a black woman. Did you watch the movie? Yeah. Did you understand it? Clearly not.
No.
You're not. Do you think Remick should have been black? Or did it not occur to you that he's Irish for a fucking reason?
Well, that's that Chris Rock.
I'm still not 100% sure why they chose Irish. I had my own ideas as to why, but I'm still not 100% sure why.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with Irish people not being considered white, right? Like in the beginning. And then, like Micah mentioned earlier, them having to basically assimilate into white culture and give up their culture in order to be accepted. Because they were treated less than too, right? Like they were. Italians are the same. Like, yeah, that's why when like Italian and Irish people, more Italians than Irish people are just like, no, not us. You know, we're over here. You guys are over there. I'm like, yeah, y'all two pasta dishes away from Africa, nigga. Knock it off.
Y'all darker than the Irish. Y'all darker than the Irish. Like,
yeah, like you get out in the sun, you get real close to my complexion, nigga. Like you calm down.
You gotta get out of here. Also, there's been a trend recently that redheads are black.
I don't want to hear that shit.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're
Trial
not.
by sunlight.
You're fine. You're okay. You're okay. We can be cool. We can, but no. Just like I'm not a ginger. No, I'm not Irish. I'm not. No.
Does this count for black people who are also redheads?
There's a few.
Like, are they extra black? Or like, how does this work?
No,
okay.
No, they black.
All right.
They black.
They the real redheads. We was kings.
That's really stupid.
Yeah, no, that shit just pisses me off. Sorry, like I've had enough of it. You know, like how many movies have we done and the commentary is exactly the same? If you're offended that I said the R word, you have every right to be.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you have every right to be. I get it.
But no. This will not be the last time we talk about these couples.
Oh, I thought you meant.
This will not be the last time Jay says the R word. I'm pretty sure.
No.
The rest of the
racism? Yeah. R is racism, right?
Yeah. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, the hard R.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard racism. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at in the movie?
Let's go pick up cornbread.
We just got past the train station. We got to get to Annie and
okay. So they pick up cornbread. They have this
which is a hilarious.
That scene was actually really good. The scene's very
played
good
by
scene,
Omar
actually.
Miller. And it's a really funny scene.
Before cornbread, where what's his name? Delta Slim. They drive past the chain gang, and he tells a story about.
Oh yes, yes. We have to talk about this scene.
Him and his boys.
So this
basically murdered when they were fucking. One of his homeboys getting murdered. When he got
a few things about this scene. This scene actually made me like tear up a bit because one, like when he's telling the story and in the background you can hear like the I guess like the sound effects or something from like him from his friend being lynched and them like running away and things like that. But it was really the part where he's like he's clearly like remembering it and he's overcome with this emotion. He's like, and then he just goes into song. That's what I meant when I said like that is something only a Black person could have pulled out of this scene. Like only a Black director or a Black actor would have known to do that, because that's exactly how Black people have had to process trauma is through music, it's through song. It's why gospel and soul are so powerful. Delroy Lindo said that in the initial screenings they actually cut that part out. Ryan Coogler cut that part out, and he fought to have, and Delroy Lindo was like, no, you got to bring that back in, because I think without that scene, I don't know if you have as much sympathy for Delta Slim later in the film. And I think it gives you some context as to why he has become such so dependent on alcohol, even though he has this immense talent. And I saw some people discussing, the people who were smartly discussing this movie. Some people think that he had the same gift that Sammy has, but just through the circumstances of life, that gift never became realized or anything like that. Which could lend to why he and Sammy end up developing such a close relationship so fast, because they have the same gift. Oh, you muted.
I got that same impression as well. Sorry about that. Just because from the perspective of just like, he could have done it, but whatever, like you said, like circumstances of life just kind of got in the way, which happens to people all the time. Then we see Smoke. They pick up cornbread, which was a funny scene. It was just amusing. That woman was like, "How much money?" Like, go get that money. And I love that. It's like, that's a good woman. So Smoke goes and sees.
She might even let you put your peck in her mouth. Like, yo,
yeah, you gotta relax.
What's wrong with you, man?
I love how he was like,
about my wife. He was like, wait a minute now. I might do it.
She was like, how much money? So Smoke goes to see Annie. And I like, for some reason, I just did not catch this the first time. Like, I guess I was just like zoning out, I guess. But he when he goes to visit Annie, he sees a grave and he lays flowers on it. And then Annie comes out of her store / house, I guess. And, she's like, look, haven't seen you in a long time. He's like fresh back from Chicago. And they go in the store and they're talking, and he notices that like these little girls, buying stuff off the store and, out of her store, but they're like paying in like wooden nickels and shit like that from basically the plantation that their family works on. And he offers to give her money, and she's like, she holds a knife to his neck. He's like, I don't want your money. This is blood money. And, basically she kind of lets him know that she's been, looking over him and his brother when they were in the war and in Chicago, like through hoodoo and all that sort of stuff. And she had given him what's called a mojo bag, which is, some sort of like hoodoo thing that you wear around your neck. It's got a bag of, magic herbs or what have you.
It's not what it did for me.
Yeah, no, that's a very different mojo. You're absolutely correct. You did not get this one at a gas station.
Once again, that fucking episode almost killed me.
Classic.
I was listening to it in the fucking gym.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, not a good idea.
That was a bad choice, nigga. That almost made me drop a weight on my head. That shit was so goddamn funny.
So she's basically like, you're just getting an understanding of like sort of her spirituality, right? Like in this scene, and the love that the two of them have for each other, like they really do. And he says that it still hurts coming back, and then she touches his dick, and she was like, oh, still remembers me, and he was like, yeah. And I guess they're into a little BDSM type of shit. She starts choking him, and that was all she wrote. And then they start having sex in the store. God bless him. I get it. Would. So,
look, quick backstory. I remember the very first episode of Lovecraft Country. That woman showed up in that blue dress when she was singing on stage, Wunmi Mosaku.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yeah, well,
I had to pause the show because I had never seen her before, right? I had never seen her before. I was like, pause, and I went to Google to see who she was because I was like, Jesus Christ, this woman is fine. Like I'm serious. That's what I did. I was like, this is insane.
Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah, she was dope as fuck in that show. She really was. Yeah. That's a shame.
Then they got real crazy season 2. She started like shedding her skin and some kind of wild shit. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Jonathan Majors was supposed to be in this, right? Wasn't he supposed to be one of the characters?
Brothers,
yeah.
Wait, he was supposed to be one of the brothers.
Yeah, one of the twins.
Yeah, they were going to be brothers and not like twins.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And then he got into his little tiff with that white woman. and
the internet is like, CJ, see what happened? Like, all right, there you go. Idiots. So then we see Remick, who is the vampire in this movie.
That nigga shows up on somebody's front door sizzling. I'm like, get the fuck
out
of
come
here.
in?
No. The fuck is like, absolutely not.
I need your help. No, you don't. So he comes in, he knocks on these white people's door, and he's like, "Hey, the Choctaw Indians are trying to kill me." And he's like, the white couple's like, "Hey, ain't no Indians around here," which classy.
If these are clansmen, these are clans folk. You can see they got clans robes.
They got clans robes, yeah. But they let him in. They let him in because even though he's on fire, a white man is better than an Indian, I guess. Which is reminiscent of the first episode of Lovecraft Country. Like, hey, don't go over there. Those monsters are coming. They're like, I ain't listen to that black person. And the monsters come and kill everybody. So,
right. And they just destroy, the cops. Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all won't listen to me.
But them Native Americans must have been whipping his ass for him to be running like that.
Yeah. Well, they got his ass out during the day.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder, like, what have they seen?
So
probably.
Right. Like it's interesting, right? Like you see when they show up, you see the vultures hovering over the house. I noticed that, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yep.
And then so apparently the Choctaw Indians had like a real connection to black folks, or excuse me, to the Irish rather. Like during the potato famine in Ireland. Like they're basically like kind of like sister nations, and they were like sending help and all this other stuff. Because obviously the Trail of Tears was just before the potato famine in Ireland. So like even to this day they have a kind of a deep connection between those two. So which is probably the reason that they chose this very specific Indian tribe. So it's kind of fascinating history. So these two dumb clans folks, they let Remick in, and the wife goes to see where they are in the back of the house, and Remick is covered in blood, and she's like, "Oh my God, you killed Billy Bob."
I like how this Choctaw is like, "Hey yo, it's sundown, bro. Let's go.
Let's wrap it up, nigga.
Fuck out of here.
We gotta go.
Let God be with you and with you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's funny. The vultures don't land on
your favor.
Yeah, right. The vultures don't actually land on the house until after, like as they're leaving, like because now there's death there, right? So she goes in the back. Remick has killed her husband, and then her husband stands up and he's like, "Hey, baby, I'm a vampire now." And then they obviously turn her as well. Everybody's getting ready at the juke joint. It opens. People are paying with like wooden nickels and shit. And Smoke's not pleased about that. Like he's pretty pissed because how are they going to make any money, right? But they basically reassured him, like, listen, you're not going to make a lot of money tonight, but you got to let these black folks feel like they got a place, right? They got to feel like they know, they got a place to be and everything else and feel comfortable. So like, yeah, you're going to lose a little bit of money, but it's more important. Basically, culture is more important than money. I don't know if people got that very blaringly loud message right there. Probably more concerned about whether or not someone was white. I'm gonna be. So Perline shows up, and Sammy's walking hard on at that point. I get it. I didn't know they had silk dresses back then. Good lord. And so she's excited to see if he can play and all this other stuff. And she looks really good. As a side note, Mary comes in, and Cornbread is like, excuse me, like, white woman, what are you doing here? And then he recognizes who she is because he hasn't seen her in a long time either, and so he lets her in because they all grew up together, right? Then some more and more people are coming in. Everything is good. Just trying to fast forward. Sam and Mary are talking, and basically she's kind of giving the rundown of like about the twins and everything else, right? And Smoke is not exactly pleased that she's there. I mean that's pretty clear. I think probably just because he knows how much of a fucking insane relationship her and his brother have, because his brother's kind of unstable, I think. So I'm trying to fast forward. We see Delta Slim is he's playing the piano, what have you, and he brings up Sammy, and Sammy comes up and he plays for the first time in front of the entire juke joint, and he fucking crushes it. But to the point where he ends up creating one of the fucking dopest scenes in this movie by far. And in movies, period, to be honest. The way that they handle this is so fucking seamless. And I just wasn't expecting this when I watched it. Like I just assumed it'd be kind of a 360 shot of everything. It was like, all right, this is dope. But what they do is they start to show folks who are his ancestors and like sort of, African musicians and African dancers. And then the music shifts to sort of a future kind of Parliament Funkadelic kind of thing where, a guy dressed like Bootsy Collins type of look is playing the electric guitar. And then you're seeing like DJs, like from like the 1980s, like black DJs from 1980s, kind of like a dude dressed as a B-boy. And it's just like, it was just really cool. And then they slide in, you see like some sort of like historical, like Chinese dance, which was interesting. Apparently, if you notice, the people who don't make it in the end, you only see their ancestors. You don't see anybody from their future, which is interesting.
Wait, say that again?
Like the Asian characters, you only get like Asian dance from like historical stuff, like from their past. You don't see anybody from their future, right? Like the black characters get people from the future, like from future generations that they survive, right? You got like
what is contemporary Chinese music? You know what I'm saying? Like what is contemporary? I'm not Chinese. I don't know. Like they don't have like
BTS.
Don't do that.
I don't know.
I mean, they're contemporary
Asian music,
R&B.
Korean.
Yeah, that's what I said. Is that not what I said?
They're like in New Edition. I don't.
Yeah, good for them. I love how they
like no problem with them, but like that's not exactly Korean music. But I don't know what Korean music is.
They just stole it from Teddy Riley.
But like Chinese.
There you go.
New Jack Swing.
That's all they do.
Korean New Jack Swing would be hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
Micah would listen to that shit. I know he would. That's his favorite type of music.
I listen to a lot of Asian lo-fi hip hop beats. That's what I listen to.
They should have just had like some Fast and Furious type dudes. I don't know. Like I don't know what Southern Asian is. I don't know.
The interesting thing about this, in the a lesser director would have fucked this scene up. I said that like when I first.
100%.
The scene is super dope, but like a lesser director, it would have been super corny. But this is like one of the most amazing scenes in movies in a very long time, right? Just the way he did it. So,
yeah, it's seamless. Like the music glides into the other style of music just really seamlessly.
A bit of trivia: this was the last shot of the film shoot, and they really did burn that roof. They enhanced it,
Nice.
but they really did burn the roof because they were like, and it had to be the last shot because like they just ruined it.
Because you don't get a second take to blow up a fucking
right. So they burned the roof and they showed it in the behind the scenes of the roof actually burning, and then they added effects around it, but they were I forget who said who was insistent upon it, but they were insistent that like you gotta see the roof burn so that because you can feel it. You can feel when something is, fake or not.
Right, manufactured. Yeah, because it doesn't have any weight. Right,
there's just something to it. But yeah, they really burned that roof down.
That's awesome.
They don't need no water. They let that motherfucker burn.
Quite literally. Yeah. So Perline, after hearing Sammy play, was like, go ahead and find the button. Do your thing, buddy. And apparently he did. Good on him.
We see right before that, we see when the roof is on fire, we see the vampires, and we see Rennick, and we see his face, and he's like, yeah, I want that. That looks cool. I want that. And at this point, like, it could be read that like this vampirism is one, I've seen arguments where Rennick is like a sympathetic character, and I've seen the opposite. To me, this scene is like Rennick is looking for some sort of community because, like, as we have said, jokingly but not really jokingly, white people don't really have like their own culture.
They don't.
And this is Rennick trying to create culture, but by creating his own culture, he is actually trying to assimilate, right? He's doing what white people I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, earnest white people do when they say, I don't see color. Like, we're all one, man. And
I don't like that shit.
I don't like it either because it all assumes because you are going off the assumption that you are the one that you see yourself in other people, meaning that like, why can't you just act like me and then we'll all be cool, right?
Right.
Like, and that's what this vampirism is for this part of the movie. For me, it represents like culture vultures, right? Like trying to, oh, that's cool, right? Like how many TikTok dances or hairstyles or things like that like black people, we kind of push the culture forward, right? Like we are the tip of that spear, and there's always who come by after. I said it. That's specifically
like a goddamn phrase, man.
All right.
And we
want to write a title for ESPN too, huh?
We are the ones who kind of make shit cool a lot of the time. And like that old Bill Burr bit where, black people were like, hey, stay woke, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, stay woke, brother. Right.
Yeah.
And then he goes like,
that red rock.
Hey, what was that?
I
woke.
What?
That was cool. Can I say it? I want to say it.
You're gonna ruin it.
I'm gonna say it. Right? Like, and that's what this is, right?
Exactly.
And more on that in a second. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so they basically come to Remick and the other two vampires. They come to up to the juke joint, right? And they're just like, hey, can we come on in, have a good time? We got money and all that. And Cornbread's like, ease up, buddy, knock it off. And so he calls the twins down and everybody else. And he's like, oh, my name is Remick. This is Joan and Bert. Like, yeah, can we play music too? And then they do their little like they do "Pick Poor Robin Clean" is the name of the song, which is about stealing everything from a person, which is ironic.
So this is again, if you're curious, like there's a reason for everything, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, what the hell is this song, right? Like when I pick poor Robin clean, like the way they're singing it, and it's just like I was like, yo, what the hell is this song? This song was originally written or performed by a duo. I can't remember the other person's name, but the original woman's name was Gishi Wiley, and it is a black woman singing this song about this robin, and it is about the robin that they're talking about. What is it called? It's called like a cock butt robin or some shit, right? And it's a nursery rhyme, and it's about this, and it's about a bird. It's about a bird is dead, and all the other animals around it have to take something from the bird so they can prepare it for a funeral. But apparently, like, it's also a slang term for people who are easily like manipulated, and the cock robins in this particular instance are meant to be the people in the juke joint, right? Like Rennick sees them as the cock robins, and his intent is to pick them clean. And it just it's just little things that like there's everything is in this movie for a reason. And I don't know, I just thought it was interesting, man. Like,
by the way, I'll just say this. That is a perfect example of how to be good at media literacy. Going, that's interesting. I'll go read about it.
Yeah, let me look it up.
Yeah, that's how you get good at media literacy. And go, instead of going, that song was
dumb.
The
strongest computers on the planet in the palm of our hands, 24/7.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of being like, that song was whack. Why didn't it have DJs in it or some stupid ass thing?
And yeah, so and then you can extrapolate it, of course, to like he's gonna pick pieces of their culture that he wants, and and try to assimilate it, right? Like it's just
also, by the way, also physically, right? Like the whole idea,
exactly,
of, like, picking them clean,
right?
Blood was
exactly like it's just super interesting, man. Like every little thing is here for a reason if you just look it up. Or and if you don't have to, if you don't want to, it could be just like three corny ass white people going with poor Robin clean, boom, 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 boom. Like, but everything in this movie is here for a reason, and it's not just it can be what you want it to be, right? It can be just a vampire movie, or it can be something a little more if you just dig a little bit.
I did.
People would just honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. People would just call this a vampire movie.
I didn't see this. This wasn't a horror movie to me. I'm a horror movie guy. This wasn't a horror movie to me. Like, it was just, I don't know what genre this would be called. Like, what did I say in that one episode of I called it like genre fluid or some shit like that. Yeah. That's what this movie was, because that's what it was. It's not just a horror movie. It's just not.
Micah, you mentioned earlier like that Coogler's gotten really good at like incepting like messaging in, sort of racial messaging or cultural messaging in genre films. Like whatever that means, like however you can take that terminology and make it into like, and that's the genre, that's what he makes. Like that's what this is, right? Yeah. I don't know. Smart fun movies? I don't know. Like I don't know what the term is, right? But yeah. I also appreciated Stack while they're playing. It's like bobbing his head, like this is stupid, but like okay, like I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to do.
They look at Mary like, how Mary get in there, too?
Yeah, like, that's not fair.
Like, mind your fucking business. Like that.
Like he's family, and they're like we're
cool with it.
He's like, are y'all clan? And he's like me, clan? No, what you mean?
Huh?
I love all the races. I love the blacks too.
Yeah,
which also something that I really liked about what's the actor's name who played Remick?
Jack O'Connell.
Something. Jack O'Connell. Okay. Which, by the way, look, I saw a photo of him from like a photo shoot a few years ago, and I was like, "Is this the same person?" Because this person is kind of hot. Okay, but whatever.
This person is this person the type of guy that you would love to take you on a mountain?
No. No.
Is Bo the kind of guy that you would like to take?
Is who? Is who?
Is Bo?
Bo.
No.
Yeah,
okay.
So we just gonna lie. Just lie on allegories.
Okay. All right. All right.
Look, I'll say this. Bo can take me anywhere. Yes, you go warm up the car. I'll be right outside with you.
Yeah, see?
Yes, Bo.
And you're going to end up dancing in an Irish jig in the middle of goddamn Mississippi.
In the middle of a fucking cornfield.
Will I be with Bo? That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But something that with Jack O'Connor's performance is that how his accent was like so super Southern, and then as the movie progressed, it got more and more Irish.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, like his performance is really great. Like it is like that effect, by the way, that they do with the red eyes is good. Like because it's subtle, right? You get that in the sort of claws or whatever, and the teeth, and that
scared me. I mean, I know Terrence said it wasn't a horror movie, but this actually kind of scared me. So.
I mean, most people would consider it a horror movie, but like I've seen.
No, the twisted shit you watch. No,
that red eye effect was inspired by Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, according to.
Oh yeah,
I saw. See that fucking movie, The Wolf. The Wolf.
Well, yeah.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, that movie's fucking great, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, I told y'all that shit like 3 years ago. Yeah. Last Wish is a really good movie.
Yeah, everybody says it's
really good. I told y'all niggas the Wild Robot was good, and I was right.
Yeah, you cried several times after watching it. It was wild. It's crazy. That's what you say.
You know.
Like that robot, sensitive, man, sensitive. So they tell them to basically fuck off, right?
That's crazy that's where he got that from.
That's wild. He said in multiple interviews. He said that's what inspired that look.
It just goes to show you that dude watches.
That knows what he's talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's I love watching. I love listening to him talk about movies, because he's just so fucking learned, if you will, about that shit.
So we see Sammy go upstairs to talk to Stack, or excuse me, Sammy goes to talk to Smoke, and he's like, yeah, you know, thanks for giving me this opportunity. You guys let me play here and everything. This has been great. Got to go down on a girl. It's the best day of my life. And Smoke is like, yeah, no, that's cool. This is gonna be your last night. All right, like. I hope you found the button. That's great. You're not coming here no more. Basically, because we're not going to have you ruin your life, right? Fucking around with us. You got real talent. Take your ass back to that church and, make something of yourselves. Like, we are evil men, that type of shit. And he's like, nah, you going to make me? And then Smoke is like, yes. Get the fuck out of here.
He was like, oh, this is the crazy nigga. You know what? You're right. This is the nigga that does shoot people. I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you ain't as cool as your brother. All right. Got it. So Stack Mary offers to go check on the vampires and be like, all right, let's see if these white people, like, they really got money. Like, what's their deal, right? Like, I can blend in. Like, don't worry about it. And he's like, all right, go out there and talk to him. And so she goes and talks to him. They haven't gone that far away. And they basically were like, oh, yeah, no, we got money. We're good. And Remick says something to the point of like, yeah, you have a deep pain in you. I can tell. She's like, well, I just lost my mother. He was like, oh, I could have saved her too. And she's like, what? What the hell are you talking about? And then they just kind of get creepy. And then you see he turns around and he's got the red eyes and he's quite literally drooling at the idea of, biting her. And she pulls out a gun and steps away. And then she goes she's walking back to the juke joint and you see Remick like kind of float up, right? So clearly
that shit was creepy. That was creepy.
you almost opened the Wikipedia like I'm not gonna make it.
That was cool.
No, because I was a no talk, no text theater, but which made me focus on everything.
Yeah, so
I was just like,
have to see all these
Good
movies.
Lord, you needed to go to a no talk, no text movie. So focus
I
on
was
that.
into no
Also,
talk,
the fact that there is a specific no talks, no text theater.
There should be
is
all
just
of them.
Heartbreaking
Goddamn
to
shame.
me.
Right, it's a damn
Be
shame.
the default.
Man.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's
people going
amazing.
to a concert and just looking at their phones the whole fucking time. Like,
Yeah, it is amazing when people know how to act in a fucking movie theater. Like, you shouldn't have to go to a specific theater where it's just like, hey guys, no talk. All right.
Wow, if you're disruptive.
You can say the R
And we
word
will-
during your rant. That's fine. If that's what you want to do. I'm kidding. Kidding.
Racism?
Yes.
Okay.
Ridiculous. So Mary comes back to the party and she's like, "Hey, Cornbread, you know, let me in?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course." Like,
oh, whatever.
"Yeah, of course." You know, it's like, "Yeah, come on in." And of course, that's inviting Mary in, even though now she's a vampire. And she's acting a little bit different than she was before. She's a lot
Quite
more.
literally passing.
What's that?
She's quite literally passing. See, guys?
Right, as
See
a
what this
human.
means?
As a normal fucking human being at this
right.
point. Yeah.
She was all sexually charged up. Cornbread goes to take a piss. Delta Slim is watching the door in his stead. And Mary comes up to Stack, gives him the gold coins that Remick gave her. It's like, oh yeah, they got a lot of money. Like, I think they'd be cool. And then she's like, hey, why don't we head on over to this room for a hot minute? And he was like, all right, bet. Because, I mean, his eyes work. I get it. And meanwhile, Cornbread's taking a piss in the woods. This is what happens when you go to the woods or a mountain, Tiara. While he's taking a piss, he gets attacked by vampires as well. They're screaming from one of the rooms at the juke joint where the guys are playing cards. And apparently a guy cut another dude's face with a straight razor. You'd have to go after that because he was definitely cheating. And they beat the shit out of him. And I love this scene because while they were stomping him out, they were just playing the music of people stomping to the music as these dudes was like fucking throwing a bunch of Timberlands on this nigga in 1932. It was hilarious.
What did Mary say to this nigga? It's like, you rob trains and banks, but you can't steal his pussy for a night. I was like, damn.
I'm like, oh my God, Hailee
you know what?
Steinfeld, what is coming out your mouth?
I'd be like,
Jesus.
you know what? Like, you've said all the right things to me. You know
I was
what?
like, you right. I'm a thief. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm rice, you're chicken. Like, you know what? All right, bet.
You want to know another piece of trivia about Hailee Steinfeld? According to Wikipedia, her uncle, Body by Jake. Remember that guy?
What?
Wait a minute. I recognize. Hold the fuck on. Time.
Yeah, of course. Just the fucking like workout guy.
Yeah.
Nigga. Yo,
I don't know who that
what
is.
the fuck?
Of course
Jake
not, because you're
Steinfeld.
30.
Holy shit.
That's
Wow.
a total body workout.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's mad 80s, son.
Yeah, that's before your time.
Oh my god.
Body by Jake.
Fucking Jake
He still has a
Steinfeld.
Twitter account? That's okay. That's insane.
I ain't seen this motherfucker in 20 years.
It's
25
been long,
years.
it's been longer than
30
20.
years. Like, it's been a very long time. Wow.
Jake. Wow. Well, okay. That is
Wow.
not a turn of phrase I thought I would hear on this episode or any future episode of any show that we've ever done. So Smoke quickly handles the dude with the razor. They beat the brakes off of that dude. Again, they stomp him. Then we see Mary giving it up to Stack, and then she eventually bites him.
And
Smoke
while this is
and
going
Sammy
on, Pearline
walking.
is on stage, like tearing the house down, looking fine as hell, crawling across the stage. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, no, it was all good, all of it.
I like how Smoke barges in there and sees Mary on top of his brother, like literally eating his neck, and she just stands up and is like, "It's not what it looks like."
Like, what the fuck? What is it supposed to look like to me?
Like, it seems to be exactly what I think it is. Yeah, the second he sees his brother's neck, he just pulls out two handguns and fucking puts like 9.
That was kind of that scene. Kind of, he was like, you drooling. Like she's like, you want something? Like that's disgusting.
Oh, spit in my mouth.
Yeah, don't spit in my mouth. Don't spit in my mouth.
Do not want.
That was not CGI. They actually did that.
Yeah,
they actually did it, but they used like syrup to kind of
it's not real spit.
Bit.
Yeah,
but
still,
okay. No.
I was like,
you're not.
Yeah.
If I had one criticism, it's the idea of anyone spitting in anyone's mouth in any movie ever. I don't like it.
So I heard. So some of the criticisms I saw online was that people thought that Mary turning Stack was selfish, and
she is in
that
love.
was the goal of all of them.
That was fucking vampire.
That was the goal of every single vampire.
What are we talking about right now?
I know.
It's selfish. Oh, I'm sorry. Are the vampires not thinking of others? Is that your argument?
and like
your first day watching a vampire movie? What the fuck kind of logic is that? Why didn't Dracula think of the kids?
Well, because I saw some people say, why didn't she attack other people?
Because it's not in the script. Because it's not in the script.
But also, like it would make, like Stack would be the easiest target.
Yeah, she can get him up. She can get a little bit beforehand, and then she can kill him.
And but also, I think it goes back to what, and we'll get this. We'll talk more about it when we get to the fighting parts of the movie, where it's about like how much of their love do they retain? Because I'm pretty sure as soon as Mary became a vampire, she was like, "Oh wow, now I'm on this side where I can live forever. Of course, I want the person I love to be with me too."
Yeah,
this is not very hard to understand.
Like, bad media literacy is a choice. Like, guys, she doesn't her memory doesn't get wiped when she becomes a vampire. Those aren't vampire rules. Yeah, you become a vampire, and you're like, cool. Like, hey, I love this guy. You can be with me forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think that if I became a vampire, guess what? Guess who's becoming a vampire too? My whole family. Fuck y'all. Like, y'all ain't going outside no more.
Including the little one. You're not gonna let the little one grow up first?
No, I let it get a little bit older because I can't do 6 forever.
Fuck
6-year-old vampire running around.
Fuck that.
Fuck out
I seen an interview with a vampire. That girl was in her fucking teens, wasn't she?
No,
she was.
How old was she in the interview with the vampire? Yeah, first of all, that show was amazing.
Yeah, she was 14 forever.
Yeah,
or 16 forever on the show.
Up, man.
Incredible show, by the way. If anyone wants to watch the AFC show,
I've heard it's very good. No, I would feel like you need to be at least 25. Like I need you to no longer think
I need you to be able to rent a car.
Yeah.
Before
I need you to be able to get around without me. Right. Nah. 6? Hell no. You stay in that mature? No. Mom and dad will wait for you when you get a little bit older. Nah, everybody becoming a vampire in my household. Knock it off. Dog too. I usually use it for advocate.
Fucking vampire dog.
Why not? They had it in Blade 3. They had like a chihuahua.
A vampire Pomeranian in that movie.
Yeah, Pomeranian. Yeah, that shit was stupid.
Fucking movie.
That movie's so dumb. Yeah, but the idea that she's being selfish, like, that's the point. Like, that's a terrible take. Why would she want to be with him forever? Oh, I thought earlier their relationship wasn't real. Which one is it? Pick one. Like, dumb fucking things don't make sense. Shut up. And I guess the black people's relationship wasn't real because she was like, kill me if I get turned. Because it wasn't real, right? Right? Is that the
I know that makes it even more real.
Because they did together in fictional heaven.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So Stack is dead. So we think. And so they, Smoke is fucking pissed, right? And so they're like, look, like the shit's getting weird. And your boy Bo was like, I'm dumb. I'm gonna go get the car, y'all. Meanwhile, a white woman just got shot like 9 times in the chest and just got up and ran out. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Call the police.
No, and Delta Slim sent all the people outside.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, Delta Slim was like, all right, everybody got to go.
I was like, no.
It's a dead body.
He ain't no better.
Like that. Yeah, he ain't know. He ain't know. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But,
oh, that was something else I really liked about this movie.
Yeah, that's
they
another
had,
story.
Like,
how Delta Slim fucked up everybody. He screwed the whole story up. He's the villain.
Well, what I liked is how they had these tropes that would annoy me in other movies. Like, if the bad guys outside, you don't go to the tree and use the bathroom, right? Like, Cornbread would have had no reason to believe it was unsafe outside, except for there's white people out there. Right. So everything made sense to get to the point that we get to. I like that, because other movies would just been like, well, why the fuck are they doing this? This is so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is written by a person who's actually very smart. That's the difference. That is a big difference.
There's after Bo leaves to go get the car, Omar Miller's character, what's his name? Cornbread shows up, and he's like, it was a funny scene to me, man. Omar Miller's really funny, yo. Omar Miller's really funny. He's just a fun actor to watch. And like, what was he on? Was it Ballers? Yeah, he was.
Ballers. Yeah. I loved him on Ballers.
Yeah, he was fun.
He's just a fun dude, and he's trying to like weasel his way in, and then the people in the house in the joint, they have no time for this, right? Like they have no patience, and then here comes this little bit of levity where it's like, oh, well, come on now, I'm just trying to come in. Well, what the fuck, nigga? You ain't need no help to come in before. Well, this man showed me a kindness, and I'm trying to just be polite. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all niggas ain't polite. Like, come on now.
I love how
let me in or not.
I love how he's like, oh, I had to take a piss, and then I had to take a shit, probably because of your fish sandwich. You using old stale grease, and they start like arguing about that.
She got pissed. She was like, I don't use old fish grease. What are you talking about?
That was such a great scene. I love it.
With Annie, what I really loved about Annie, and this is what she's like my favorite character in the movie, is that she did not like when she tried to get Smoke to put Stack's body out there, and he was like, no, she knew what was up. She knew what was up, what was going to happen, but she still didn't push him more than what he could handle. She still kind of let him come to that conclusion. And also the fact that she was just smart. She knew that Cornbread was dead. She was like, "No, just admit it. Admit that you're dead, so we can move on past this. So you can get to what you really want." I loved Annie, and I love that they just made her so in tune to everything, so you don't have to deal with the whole what's a vampire, blah blah blah. Everyone was just like, Annie got it. She knows. Let's get to it.
She's the smartest person in the movie.
Mm-hmm. She is.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
this is the second time. This might go understand this. This is the second time I heard the word "haint" in a month.
Yeah,
because I've never heard that shit before in my life.
Me neither. And when she said it, I did the Leonardo DiCaprio. I was like,
all right, because we both play South of Midnight. This video game called South of Midnight, where you literally fight haints throughout the game. And she said it. I was like, oh, okay, so this is a thing. All right. It's the second time in my 45 years on Earth that I've heard this shit. But all right, cool. I've never heard this shit before.
Right. I agree with you. Like she disallows a need to do like exposition dumping, right? Like to your point, like this is what a vampire is. You're like, all right, we all know. Is there garlic? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yada yada yada. And so they're like, nah, don't worry about it. And then, Smoke is trying to like, he's like, all right, well, just give me my money. Cornbread's like, just give me my money for the night. And he goes to hand Cornbread the money. And as he does that, one, I'd have thrown that shit on the ground. Get the fuck out of here. He tries to, like, he goes to pull his arm. Like, the second he goes to put the money, he pulls his arm and pulls Smoke out of the juke joint. And Smoke, of course, is fast enough, and he just literally pulls out a gun and shoots Cornbread in the face. But that obviously
doesn't
stop him.
That was a jump scare. Like that was the jump scare of the movie. right?
Yep.
Oh shit!
And my wife fell for that shit super easy.
I mean, like they set it up like with all that
It's the most
levity,
obvious
you know
thing in
what
the
I
world
mean?
is coming.
Right.
Come on, bring it out here.
I saw it coming, and I still got scared. I was like, okay. And so when I saw it a second time, I was just like, all right, I don't need to look at this scene. I know it's coming. I'll just listen.
I love that you wouldn't look at the scene after knowing it. Like that's the whole point.
Right, like what?
You are a fraidy cat. Okay, like that's ridiculous.
I'm brave.
You are not, and it's okay. Yeah, but then the second jump scare is Sammy hears something going on in the room where Stack is, and he puts his face to the door, and Stack slams the knife through the door immediately. I was not expecting that. I was like, "Oh shit!"
And why would you then put your eye over the hole?
Yeah, I was like, no,
that was insane.
Why would you do that? Like, I was like, what are we doing here?
Like, move back. Yeah, Smoke is crazy. Like, nah, bro, I'm good on that. I love that. Like, nigga, is that you? He's like, yeah,
nigga, juke.
And he's like, you lost a lot of blood. He's like, yeah, that's crazy. I'm good now.
I also like the outrageous blood. It turned into like a Grindhouse movie in the second half, right?
Oh yeah,
because it's not
white,
like the way the blood is like shooting all over the place. Yeah. It's like, no, this is not real blood. And I feel like that was a stylistic choice. I haven't heard anything.
And he has this gaping wound like right there, and it's just right in your face while he's talking.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. So he comes out of the room, and Annie immediately throws like
pickled garlic juice
juice on him. And then he's like, that hurt. And then he runs out. Right. So he's out. No more vampires in the house. So then they have this whole thing of like, all right, we all need to eat some garlic. Oh, actually they see a guy who they think has blood on him. So they're like, oh shit, this guy is going to turn into a vampire. They pick him up and they take him out and throw his ass outside. Which is fucking hilarious because it turns out he just had wine spilled on him. He got drunk and passed out. And that dude was not a vampire at all.
They killed a man.
Yeah, that dude died. Like he got caught. Then we see the really, which I thought was a very cool scene as well. Remick singing some sort of Irish song with all the other vampires like kind of circling him. Which
this
is
scene
on the rocky road to Dublin, I think is the name of it.
This scene is what Jack O'Connell, when he read this scene, he desperately wanted to be a part of this movie because, you know, he's Irish and he's like, oh shit, I get to sing an Irish song and do an Irish jig. Like, yeah, I want to be in this movie. Like, this was the scene that did it for him.
Yeah, you got to hit a little bit of fucking Riverdance shit going on there. I always find that funny. White people can dance, but they don't know what to do with their arms. Like the best white people dancing, they just can't. They're not allowed to use their arms. So yeah, they're out there and it's like black people and white people dancing to Irish jig music, which is okay, fine. But it, again, to me, this all reads like assimilation, right? Like earlier, you're seeing Stack, who's just like okay to this music, but now it's like they're all fully embracing it, right? Like they're all a part of this culture, no matter what their culture was 10 minutes ago. This is their culture now, right? Which is the sort of fake promise of America, right? If you come here, you get to live and do all your things and you have freedom. But in reality, especially if you're not white, they want you to take your culture, throw it in the trash, and then join what they deem.
No, they want you to bring your culture so they can pick what they want from it and then throw the rest in the trash.
Right. Fair enough. Right. So it's
or bastardize it, right? Like, oh, Chinese food, huh? Okay, well, American Chinese food is not fucking Chinese food. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's better.
Well, let me ask you something.
Love American.
Let's say your spouses are turned. You going outside? Are you fall for it? You join in the
am I going to be Grace? Clan?
Or would you be Grace?
I'd probably be Grace and be pissed and want to kill them all. That's probably what I would do.
Could you kill your wife?
I wouldn't want to.
In a fiery death? I mean, it's.
I wouldn't want to.
But if I
But
gotta
what
do
if-
it,
what if-
this nigga would do it.
But what if she's outside like
She's all horned up like Mary. She's like ready to go, dog. Like get out there.
Yeah, she like I got the car ready. You
Yeah,
know,
you going- I'm going home.
the boy. Okay, we'll turn them later on.
Yeah,
But it's me
we'll
and
turn
you.
them now when they're 2
When you're fucking
and 6.
5 and 3.
Yeah, 5 or 6 and 3. Yeah, good luck, nigga.
Whatever. Like, no.
Yeah,
You'd be
nah.
like, you know what? I don't know.
I don't need that.
Like,
I don't need
absolutely
them
not.
problems.
Yeah,
I don't need
yeah.
them problems.
You stay away for 20 years and then you come back. You come talk to me. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
He already said he's going to turn his whole family.
Yeah, so
He
I'm like,
already gave
well,
you his
No.
I don't
I'm
know how to play the guitar.
If she was turned.
If she's turned and y'all they're standing outside doing the Irish jig and they're like, no, Jay, come outside and we can do this forever for real. Me and you. Like, what's
How long you been
What
married,
you
now, Jay? 14 years? 15 years?
14 years. Yeah, man, look, listen.
That's
I'm
a
going
long
outside.
time, though.
You ready to throw all that away?
Yeah, look, no, I'm going outside.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
going outside. Fuck y'all. Like, I'm going outside. Look, here's the thing. I don't know how to play the guitar. They're not going to steal shit from me. What are they going to learn? What
yeah,
what significant talents do I have?
You're gonna be
Podcast?
a drain. You're gonna be a drain on the hive mind.
That's their problem. They chose me, nigga. I didn't choose them.
You're gonna be leeching and not seeding. Come on. Now.
So
What I do with Torrance.
so
Fuck is the difference?
so I guess the next question is, if you are in 1932 Jim Crow Mississippi, would
Let me tell you.
and if-
You know, I just thought about it. I'm definitely going outside. I'm immortal. Oh, I got work to do. Get the fuck out of here. 1932, Mississippi. Everybody dying. I'm not fighting everybody. I got some work to
is that
do.
freedom
Get the
for
fuck
you?
out of here. What's that?
would that be considered freedom for you?
1932, I can't die unless I get caught in the sunlight and I got access to Tommy guns and niggas are in the Klan. Oh, I'm sticking around. What the fuck?
I'm wiping all them niggas out.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I'll wipe
we
those.
gonna make our mark on history. Like, if anything, that should have been the argument. Hey, I'll give y'all power. I mean, actually, Remick does make that argument. I can give you something that'll help you be able to basically fight back. Yeah, all right, let's fucking do this. But they didn't. They didn't concentrate their power because niggas can't agree on nothing. This is the problem. We can't come together. Yo. We can't come together. But if we could come together, 100%. 100%. Think about it. If all minorities had vampire powers, this is awesome. This is awesome. This is my movie. Sinners 2, Go Outside. That's my sequel. Fuck that. Yeah,
I'm not going.
Yeah, because you're not married. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. I'm like, I don't got nobody. I ain't going outside.
Yeah, you're gonna die in that.
I'm probably gonna die anyway, but I'm not willing to go outside.
You're gonna have flying powers, but look, you won't even hang out with your boyfriend with the car warmed up. See, you made a mistake.
Actually, no, I changed my mind.
See, that's how you do it. God damn, Micah, you're gonna just try to kill your wife?
That's not my wife, yo.
Nah, it's her, yo. It's her. She looks just like her. That's
because she got the thoughts and feelings of this Irish dude, yo. Like, nah, yo. They know what you're thinking.
But
they know what you're feeling.
Yeah.
They know what you're feeling, nigga. You know what that means? That means that when you have sex with your wife, he having sex with your wife. Nope.
No, I don't care for that.
Yeah, I like that.
That's gay.
What
Happy Pride. That's funny. I mean, that's
what did he?
a mental
What
orgy.
did he tell Grace? What did Remy tell Grace?
Yeah, he was like,
in,
I know how you like to be licked. Like
Again, Ryan Coogler is really making an argument like, you guys got to go down on your wives. Like, for real. Like, it's the third time I've mentioned this. Pay attention.
No,
I'm going outside.
But here's the thing. Do they have all the thoughts? Because Mary and Stack ended up doing their own thing.
Well, because
so how much of the hive mind?
Because
Remy died.
No, but they left before he died. They got out.
Right,
That's
but the idea, vampire rules, whatever that means, is that you, like, whoever turned you, I think the idea of whoever turns you has control over you to some degree, right? Or some deeper connection to you. Once Remick died, that connection is gone, right? So
like it would have been a real possibility that even though they did run off, he would have found them anyway.
Yeah,
if
he
he hadn't been murdered.
But since he died, see, that's all you got to do, Micah. You got to go outside, get your vampire powers, kill Remick, and then you and your wife can do whatever you want, and nobody has all your thoughts.
Go outside, get bit, then hope someone else kills Remick because Remick knows your thoughts.
Yeah, he knows the fuck.
Yeah, you gotta just wait it out.
You can't be like you got
forever.
Okay,
you got forever.
Jay's wife. Oh, I'm Jay. Okay, Jay's wife. Now all we gotta do is kill the head vampire. Oh wait, you wanna do what? You wanna kill me?
No, but you just gotta wait it out. You got forever to figure it out. You got forever. Try look. He got caught outside before,
but he know your thoughts, bro. He know your thoughts. He know your thoughts.
He know your thoughts, bro. Nah, Micah, the fact that you wouldn't go outside for your wife.
I would do what Smoke does and kill his wife so that his wife is not tortured. That's what I would do.
Yeah, but you believe in heaven. I don't. So that's a
well, because what did Annie say?
difference.
Didn't Annie say once you become a vampire and you die, that's it? Like you don't even transition into the next life?
Well, you can't until you get killed as a vampire, I guess.
Oh, okay. I thought you said like once you did, you did.
Oh well, if that's the case, I don't believe any of that afterlife stuff anyway. So I might as well get superpowers. That's how I look at it.
This is hilarious. I don't believe in the afterlife. Just vampires.
Yeah, no, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. Like that makes sense to me. Obviously.
Now, to be fair, in the context of this movie, we actually see evidence of vampires and vampire powers. So
I'm just saying.
I get it.
I'm just saying. Like it's like, I believe in, people doing what they want to do, but like also make sure that people from Hyrule are the right genders or whatever to play in a movie. That sort of thing.
That's actually perfect. That's actually perfect casting.
It is. That's
Hunter Schafer, right?
Yeah, it is. She looks like an elf.
I saw the picture of her. Like she looks like fucking. Yeah, she looks like Zelda. It's ridiculous.
How can you do this?
Really
like because we don't know the genitalia of members of Hyrule. Like I don't understand. It's very stupid to me. So everybody is like, all right, like we gotta figure out what the fuck is going on. Everybody got to eat some garlic. Make sure they're not a vampire. Makes sense. Apparently, Coogler was inspired by The Faculty, which is a wild movie for this scene.
Robert Rodriguez.
Yep. And so they all eat the garlic. Perline was like, I don't really like garlic. And Annie is like, girl, eat the goddamn garlic. Like, knock it off. I don't care if you like it or not. And so they all eat it. Delta Slim eats it, but he's like kind of
coughing and shit. Like, wall pipe.
Yeah, he's like got my nerves all fucked up, and so he's okay. Like I was like, oh shit, somebody about to get shot. Dude comes banging back on the door. The one that they tossed outside. Turns out it was just wine that he had on him. And they went to go let him back in, and just as they're about to let him back in, Cornbread comes and grabs him and turns him. So you just kind of screwed that guy over. But now he gets to live forever. He's got superpowers. Bo comes to the door. He's like, "Hey, Grace, car's all warmed up. Come on, Tiara, let's go." She was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Okay. Your face isn't messed up. No one's like shot half your face off, so you still look good.
Yeah, he'd be all right.
Why did bite that dude, yo?
Yeah, he looked fine.
On the back.
Yeah.
You saw on the back of his shirt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Same place where Mary got bit too.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck up their look. Like if you're gonna mentally have sex with these people for the rest of eternity, you want to make sure gotta make sure the moneymakers still look good. I get it.
Yeah. Like Cornbread would have been screwed because I don't think that face would have regenerated at all.
Yeah, Cornbread's wife is pissed now, man. Like, what the fuck?
All right, this is it. Come on,
got a big ass exit wound on the side of my face. Yeah,
yeah. I feel like I feel like he got to wait around for like top tier plastic surgery in like 2025 to get this shit fixed. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate. So the vampires. Go ahead.
Bo's the vampire is trying to convince the vampire is standing there with Bo, and then the rest of them come up and they're like, "Come on, man! Like, yo, we could live forever, man. We could live forever, right? Like, look, them white people that sold you this place, they was coming to kill you anyway, bruh. Like, we can come together and we can go get them, bro. Like, just
good points.
just come, just let us bite you, bro." And they were like, "Nah." And Grace, and they shut the door, and Grace is pissed, and because like Grace is like, "Yo, we gotta do something like right now." And then Smoker's like, "Well, hold up now, Grace." And he's like, "Nigga, shut up! They threatened my children. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, you the soldier, do some soldiering, nigga." And
don't say the N-word to me. You're not allowed to say that.
And Bo is outside taunting his wife, blowing her kisses and shit, and they singing that "Pick Poor Robin Clean" thing, that song. And this is when Grace apparently has the crash out, as the kids say, and it cuts to flashes of her daughter. For the idiots who don't understand why she's doing what she's doing, right? Like, here's quick flashes of like her daughter.
Well, they probably think it's her because remember they thought Annie was Michael B. Jordan's mother, so they don't know. They're like, I don't know, it's an Asian person. I guess it's her too.
That shit pisses me off. It is hard for me to convey like how much that pisses me off, because what it tells me is that you just don't see dark skinned, full figured Black women with natural hair as love interests, or true love interest,
or sexual anyway.
Well, sexual in a way
and I don't mean that from a like exploitation.
I know what yeah, but like a truly like full
objects
like,
of desire.
Exactly.
Thank you. That's exactly. Look.
Yeah,
she is for me. Like, look.
You ever hear her like her natural accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cute. It's so
yeah. I have.
They're just like,
again.
She is incredible.
Lovecraft Country, nigga.
I saw.
When she showed up on that, I was like, look, Journey Smollett, I love you too, but if you could
like you cute, but
on the side.
I saw some people saying like, well, because this is how she looked in Loki, because I guess she was in that, right? She was in Loki.
Yeah, she was in that.
And I was like, what does that have to do with her attractiveness?
Uniform. She's wearing like a military uniform in Loki. Like there's nothing about her that is like this movie. It's not trying to be exploitive at all, and I don't think it is.
Right.
But like,
no,
she doesn't have any sort of sexuality in Loki. Like, quite the opposite. This movie, she absolutely does. Lovecraft Country, she does.
I don't know how you could see that scene of Smoke and Annie in that shack in the beginning of the movie, and just be like, I don't find this attractive. Like, it's sexy as shit, bro.
Yeah, it's a sexy. It's a sexy scene.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. Niggas don't like Black women, you know.
A lot don't. Yeah.
Dark skin.
A lot of dudes don't like dark skinned Black women. They like exotic looking women, whatever the fuck that means. And It's just like, again, I saw that clip.
Yeah,
that clip. I'm just like, yo, and someone in the comment section, this is a Black dude. He was like, I would take Grace and what's the white one? And Mary. And that's it. I'm like, so just fuck Jamie Lawson and Wunmi Mosaku. Like,
wait, he didn't even think Lean was fucking.
He didn't pick either. Yeah.
No.
This was a comment. So I was like,
don't walk into.
And I just responded like, you really hate Black women, don't you? This shit is insane.
Yes.
Like, that's just my preference. I'm like,
yeah.
But you chose the white woman and the Asian woman over these two.
That's
insane.
I RG3.
Like, that was insanity. I'm like,
he was like, it's booking cookie day. Like, hey y'all,
that's some self-hate shit right
there. That's
some self-hate shit.
Yes.
Like, you're not going to tell me anything otherwise. That's fucking self-hate. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm looking at images of her from Lovecraft Country.
Y'all should look at photos from her press tour for Sinners. Everything she was wearing, like,
no, she like
anyway.
She's a vibe, man, as the kids say.
But, and something else, when
yellow dress,
when Cornbread came back and was like, and told tried to tell Andy to shut up and was talking to Smoke, and she was like, no, you're not talking to him, you're talking to me. And how Smoke had her back. I don't know how anyone could have thought like, oh, there's just a mother and son type relationship. Like,
that's
whatever.
Again, they say that shit because they don't see it like that's crazy. My brain doesn't. Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, it's super fucked up. Like, these niggas ain't shit. Like, they just that shit just pissed me off when I saw that nigga say that.
I'd like to point you back to my rant earlier. Like, it's again like. You don't like dark-skinned black women, but also have the problem with interracial relationships. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're doing. Like, I don't know what the arguments are. Like, is there like 9% of black women that are acceptable to you? I don't know.
Yes.
Look, I'm a weirdo. So, I find women attractive, period. So I don't give a shit about color.
So I know we're about to get to the part with Grace in the flashbacks with her daughter, and you can start to see her about to, like, oh yeah, as Micah said, crash out, and about to make a decision that's going to impact everybody. What were your thoughts on her telling them to come in?
It made sense. It made sense in the moment.
I get it. Like, it's not even. I get it.
It's not controversial to me.
Like, right?
Even though she's dooming everyone else, because essentially
she's not in her right mind. Like, I get it. I don't understand why people don't get it. And I don't like, they even try their best to gag her mouth because they know she's about to do it. Yeah. And they know she's about to do it, not maliciously. They know that she's about to do it because she's in grief. And if any one of these characters represent the 7 sins, she's wrath, bro. Yeah. And she is about to fucking unload. She's the only character that has a child.
Right.
Can I also ask something else to that too?
I think being a parent adds a bit of perspective here, right? Like, not that you can't understand if you're not a parent, obviously. Like,
all right, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, right. Until you
have a child. Until you have no idea.
You have no idea. But I do think understanding, like, that idea of she is literally not thinking about anything else but the safety of her child. That's what she's thinking about. Like,
as shown by the flashes of her child while she is fucking about to unleash hell. Like, it's not hard,
she's assimilating to white supremacy and destroying the community because everything is
that can't be a take. That can't be a take.
It was.
I heard that take.
Those are those takes. Yes.
That is as dumb of a take, and this is I'm gonna be a total dork about this, but that is as dumb of a take as when people said that the grandmother in Encanto was a villain, right? They were like, she's the villain of the story. She's a heartbroken woman. Like,
you are a parent.
Yeah, I know. Look, but doesn't look. It's a good ass movie. But the whole point is,
I told y'all niggas that was
it's really fucking good. It is good.
I'm like,
it makes me too. Yeah, you don't have kids. Fuck you. Get out of here. But people had that take too. That she's the villain. She's not a villain. Like, that was one of the movies that, like, Disney didn't have a villain. Like, she's just a heartbroken woman and she's just trying to keep her family together. That's it. Like, it's the same thing.
So
this woman isn't a villain in this scene. She's in the middle of mental turmoil. Like, what the fuck would you do if somebody was like, I'm gonna go kill your kid who's down the street?
Hey, I got your husband.
I'm gonna go kill your kid.
Husband.
Right.
Yeah.
I got this knife. Let's fucking rock and roll.
I'm going to make your husband kill you.
Right.
And then we are going to kill your child.
Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm going out there with a knife and we're going to fucking settle this shit.
Come on in, motherfucker.
Like, I don't understand how you don't understand that scene. That's bizarre to me.
I think it's a couple things, right? Like, one, if you compare her reaction to almost a Stack Smoke's reaction earlier when Stack is like trying to get him to come out, and he's like, you know, you're you're my brother. You've always protected me, and I'm a vampire now, and I don't want to do this life for everything without you. And you see, Smoke like start to waver a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, and but the person he had there to bring him back was Annie, and as opposed to Grace, where Grace had nobody else there. Bo was not going to be there to be like, hey, he's lying. He's just trying to get you to he's really trying to get to Sammy. Because do I really think they would have gone to kill what's her name if Grace didn't come outside? No, because it's not, because Grace is not the end goal. It's about Sammy at the end of the day. But there's no way that Grace has that kind of mental clarity in that moment, and she has no one. Her family is essentially gone if Bo and them do end up going to the town, and not even just killing her daughter, because Grace didn't even just limit it to her daughter. Grace said they're going to go to the town and turn everyone else into monsters too. So I thought that was another point. And also I think it's okay to understand what Grace did and still be upset at what she did. Both things can be true at the same time, because
you gotta be understanding of the point. Right. I agree with that.
Right. Like, because what she did essentially doom everyone else. And if we're talking about selfishness, there's actually something. I think what Smoke did was actually pretty selfish. Because I'm like, you just letting your brother warm around as vampire and killing whoever. Okay, all right, whatever.
I mean, if you're mad about that, are you mad about Stack and what he does? Do people notice that? Who turns Annie? Stack does. And he does it on purpose, because he looks at Smoke and he goes, everybody's going to be all right. He did it so that Smoke would give up, and then he would allow himself to be turned so that he doesn't lose Annie. Spoiler alert, vampires they're not really considerate. Like, that's just not a thing.
They're not considerate, and they're not dumb.
They're not dumb. They're not
they are like the ultimate selfishness when it comes to desires, right? Like, I mean, and it's because as human beings, of course, they're going to be like, Mary is not going to make a move on Stack when she's a human with everyone watching, because of consequences that would await them if it would get back to her white husband. But as a vampire, she's like, I don't give a fuck. Who want to check me? I'm a vampire now. He about to be a vampire too, and we don't have to play by anyone else's rules. Vampires don't play by those rules. They do whatever makes them feel good in that moment. But I do think it's interesting where the selfishness.
I don't know if you know.
Yeah, they're also not.
That's the analogy.
But I felt like you had different characters that made different choices that were selfish in the end, but you do understand. You don't have to agree with it. And I think that's where people are kind of like tripping themselves over Grace. They want a reason to, they disagree with it. So they say like, I don't get it. I do get it. And I still disagree with what she did.
Yeah. There's a weird thing of like, I'm glad you made that point. Like, there are times like on our politics show all the time, I'm like, I understand why someone did this horrendous thing. I don't agree with it, but I understand their logic, right? Like, it does not mean you actually agree with it. Like, pretending to not understand something just so you can feel like you're morally separated from it is a very stupid way of living your life. That's bizarre. So like, and I also feel like, and maybe this isn't fair, but I feel like these takes of the selfishness and everything else are only aimed at characters that are not black in this movie. And I think that's bizarre. Because again, Stack is very selfish in turning his brother's girlfriend into, or the love of his brother's life, into a vampire just so he can get his brother to turn. Like, they all do this shit. Like,
Smoke is selfish for letting his monstrous brother go
into the world. Right. Like, he knows that he's not going to live forever, right? But you let your brother go out there and kill or turn how many people? Thousands, millions of people. So that this idea
just for Sammy,
right? Like, so, but like this idea of the selfishness is only aimed at these non-black characters is bizarre, And that's why I don't trust takes like that, because it's not that you don't get it, is that you're hyper focusing on one thing and ignoring all of these other very obvious signs. There's plenty of characters to go around that have this. Like, I think that's kind of the point of the movie. Is that especially once you become assimilated to something, you take on the attributes of all of that shit. That's kind of the point. But, I don't know. Reading is fundamental, I guess. So we see, after Stack bites Annie, Smoke is trying to save her, but obviously he can't. And he says, "I love you," and then he stakes her in the chest, right, killing her.
Did you notice?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say is,
okay.
My theory about him doing it selfishly is proven in that very next scene. Because when he goes to stab her, he says, "I love you." Mary freaks out, and she's like, "No," because she wants the four of them to live forever together. Yeah. That's the point. So yeah, it's like it's proven literally seconds later.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And then they both end up running away. But before everything went down, you see Annie, like she tosses some artifacts onto the table, and I guess that gave her an inkling that she probably wasn't going to survive. And it was on my second viewing that I noticed that Smoke also saw what was on the table. And she did it a couple of times to kind of confirm. And when he saw it, it looked like he understood it too, that Annie wasn't going to survive, which is why they ended up having that conversation of like, if they turn me or they try to turn me, stake me so I don't become one of them. And I thought, again, it's easy to miss if you're not paying attention to it, and also if you don't believe in their relationship. But it just shows that he trusts her so intrinsically that you could tell he's not really into probably the things that she grew up probably with, but he believes her, and therefore he believes in what she does. That is, it can't get any clear about how much both these characters love both of their women, but especially Smoke and Annie in this case.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. We see,
and to your point, real quick, I'm looking at the scene right now. To your point, when Stack bites Annie, he looks at fucking Smoke and says, "Everything's gonna be okay now." Yeah. That's what he says. That's literally what he says. It's like, okay, yeah, you ain't gonna kill your girlfriend, right?
Right. And then literally right before he does, right before he kills Annie, Stack yells Annie, and Mary yells no, and they both rush over to try to stop him from killing her because they want to be together forever.
As she was getting bitten, Annie is like, "Not you, no, not you." As Smoke was biting her, so
right. Why would you be
like, why would you do this? Come on, bro, like it's fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's but.
Again, all you have to do is look at the movie. Like these are not secret messages. Like they're saying this.
Wunmi Mosaku said that when they were filming, whenever Michael B. Jordan was Smoke, they had all the chemistry. All like you could. She was like, yeah, we could really feel it together. But as soon as he was Stacked, she was like, nothing. Nothing.
Weird.
Nothing.
But that's a testament to his ability as an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, he's a two-faced jerk, is what I heard. That's it's probably a Gemini or whatever people.
I can change him.
Both of them?
Yeah, just Smoke.
The same guy.
Stack is cool. He's I dap him up.
Dap him up. That's wild. So then we see Remick. He takes Sammy outside after he turns Perline as well, which is sad.
Yeah, Perline saved Sammy's life essentially.
Yeah, she got in the way. Then you see Stack and Smoke. They're actually fighting, and then you get this whole scene with Remick talking to Sammy. He's like literally fighting him in the water. It very much feels like a baptism, like old school baptism. And he does he does the Lord's Prayer. I think that's what they call it there, Micah. Is that in the new?
Do you not know the Lord's Prayer is?
I know it is.
Okay, I don't know, nigga. I don't know.
Whatever. Eye of the needle, camel. Thou art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. I don't know.
He also gives a basically a lecture of like yeah, those people, those men, they told us those lies too, right? Like they fed us that same bullshit, and they fed us all that bullshit, and all they did was try to oppress me, and I'm trying to help you, and this is like Remick is a Bernie bro. Dude, like I'm trying to we on the same side, bro. Like I'm trying to help you, but you too stupid to vote in your best interest by letting me take everything of yours. He even says, I want your stories, I want your songs, I want it for myself. He's the ultimate Bernie bro, dude.
Yep. Call them all low information voters.
That's very good, man. That's very good. So yeah, they're fighting. It's it's sort of a duel fight, right? It's the brothers fighting, and it's Sammy and Remick fighting. And then Sammy takes the guitar and smashes it into Remick's head. Now, because it's got what I assume is the silver piece into it. It just kind of shatters. The wooden piece of the guitar shatters, and then the silver piece lodges into his head. Which is unfortunate for Remick. And then you get a real look at like their vampire design, which I thought was pretty good. Not bad.
Creepy.
And like Remick is like, all right, like we're gonna make beautiful music together. Like you're gonna have the sweet taste of death. And right before he tries to kill him, he gets staked in the back, and he gets staked in the back by Smoke. And you watch him die as Smoke and Sammy are standing sort of with the sunrise as a backdrop, which is a cool scene. It looks very good, and there's like a tornado of fire coming from Remick, and then he dies. And I assume all the other vampires died, or the vast majority of them, who didn't get the fuck out of the sunlight. So that is the end of that fight. Sam goes back to the church that we saw in the beginning, and we see Smoke sitting there trying to roll a joint with his PTSD, and he's like literally shaking. Understandable. And so he
did you read that? Did you hear that? It's Stack was the one who would roll the joint for him.
Yeah, in the beginning they do. Like when they do the exchange of, which makes sense, right? Because he's got like whatever horrors in war.
He's got the Jimmy hands.
Yes, thank you. And so the White Clans dudes, the guy who sold him the place in the beginning, he shows up, and they're like, all right, let's go kill some niggas. And Michael B. Jordan decides, I'm just going to shoot these dudes from the woods. And that was pretty great. I dream about this often. And smart.
Nice little epilogue nice little happy epilogue to end the movie.
I mean, was this the scene everybody was like, you got to see this scene for yourself? Like, this is amazing. Or were they talking about the music scene?
The music scene.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I didn't find this to be as not that I love the scene, but I didn't find this to be as like mind blowing, considering I have these sort of twisted fantasies myself. So,
is it twisted? Is it twisted? That's not twisted. This is normal, nigga. What you talking about?
Oh, all right. We all got something.
You're amongst friends.
Yeah,
it's just the four of us here.
Even if you were amongst enemies, fuck them.
Right? Yeah. If you're offended by this scene, that man is getting murdered. Right. I really can't help you. They're nice guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. This scene is awesome. I mean, you really get to like showcase Michael B. Jordan being a fucking badass. Like, hey, why don't we give Michael B. Jordan a machine gun and a bloody wife beater and have him kill racists? Hey, where do I sign up? That sounds awesome. Is it 2 hours? Sounds great.
So with with the whole tragedy that happened with that Alec Baldwin movie where he killed someone.
Oh, Rust.
Because they had the live rounds in the gun. Some of the behind the scenes stuff talked about how they didn't have live projectiles for this scene, but they did have this, I guess, new technology. Ryan Coogler said this is one of the first films to use this stuff where it mimics, like the gun will fire and a casing will pop out and smoke will eject from the barrel, but there is no muzzle flash, there is no projectile. So when you look at the behind the scenes stuff, it's just like that, right? And he's got the recoil and all that. It just doesn't have the muzzle flash. So the muzzle flash was added in post production. So
looks pretty good to me.
That was the point, right? It looked like he was firing an actual gun because effectively he was.
I mean, you should do that in all movies then. Like if there's ever a chance somebody can get killed, and muzzle flash, like
muzzle flash is so dangerous, right? Live muzzle flashes are dangerous. So
right, exactly.
This muzzle flash in post production.
Right, but like even on the sort of cheaper end of video editing, like I've seen muzzle flash, packs that you can buy. Like it's not expensive. Like so, the idea of not being able to do this in big mainstream movies is like this is a possibility.
Like the guys at what's that Corridor Crew, like that YouTube channel, they're like really big on like realistic muzzle flash, right? And apparently this is pretty good considering.
I mean,
it looks like it's just like a real muzzle flash.
I if you hadn't told me that's right, I wouldn't even consider that it was fake. I don't know. I haven't stood on the north end of a gun too often, so not really a thing I know too much about. Again, I could watch the scene on repeat forever. He throws a grenade into a little like pickup truck. That was
incredible.
Orgasmic is probably a term I would use. I loved it. I was a huge fan of that one. The main guy was like, I got money. He was like, yeah, I got money right here. He fucking shot him point blank range with a machine gun to the gut. Great. You can watch it every day. And then he has a vision of Annie and their child that clearly had passed away. That was the grave site that he had visited earlier when he went to see her. So, he's clearly dying, right? Because he got shot. And she says, she
says, if you want to hold the baby, you got to put that cigarette down because I don't want that smoke to get on it.
Right. But like, obviously, about his name, obviously, right? But and I forget what his real name is. It's like I think Stack is Elijah, and he's like
Elias.
I think Smoke is Elijah, and Elias is Stack.
Oh, okay. But yeah, she calls him by his real name, his nickname. And so clearly, this is a vision because he's dying, and he says to the baby, "Pop is here," and so he dies. Then we see Sammy holding on to the sort of the broken neck of the guitar as he's in the church, and his dad is like, come to the church, boy. And he was like, he pulls a J, hops in his car and drives as far away from the church as he can, and goes and lives his life. And then we smash cut to October 16th, 1992. And this, I have to say,
that Candyman released.
Yeah. That is a dope little, that's a dope little fucking note. I didn't know that. That's a classy fucking move. I really like that, which is obviously a fantastic film. And then we see Sammy playing, and then a little post-credit scene. We see Stack and Mary in their 1992 garb coming in with Michael B. Jordan with the fucking Biggie Smalls Coogee sweater on and shit, which is hilarious. I can't believe people wore those ever. And so, yeah, they're basically like, Stack is basically talking to him like, listen, I made this deal with my brother that I wouldn't come after you. I wouldn't kill you. I'd let you live your life. He also smells him because he can tell when he's about to die, I guess. And says it won't be long for you, huh? And So he's like, yeah, I can make sure you can stick around. Like I could do that. And Sammy's like, nah, I'm good. Like,
bro, I'm fucking 80 years old.
I mean, I get the impression, and I saw this said other places too, that like he probably dies that night anyway, right? Like, so he was fine to like that's just his life, and seems like a pretty good choice. And so he, Stack is like, look, man, yeah, the electric guitar shit is all right, but I missed the real shit. Can you still play the real shit? And then Sammy plays both of them like on a regular guitar. He plays them some like original blues. And the guy who's playing him is actually a very famous blues musician. Anyway,
Buddy Guy.
Yeah, Buddy Guy. So that's kind of cool. That's a dope little fact. And then it kind of shows when he had played for Stack that very first time in the car and everything else. And then Mary and Stack, they leave. They walk off. And he asked him like, "What was it like for you?" And he said, "Yeah, it was like the last time I saw the sun. It was like for a little bit we were free. Like it was the greatest day of our lives or some shit like that." So, which is dope.
It's also sad, like because according to vampire rules, I'm assuming they can't see their own reflections.
That's correct.
Either.
Yeah.
So, which means he can't even look at himself and see any part of his brother. Like, so his brother's just gone.
Like that's the last time I saw my brother. 40, like what was it? 32, 92 now?
That's a really good point.
Yeah, I never. Wow, damn.
I thought you were going to just be crude and be like, "Damn, he can't see how fine he is," or some shit like that. That's what I thought you were going to go.
It's Stack, so
like, man,
I guess.
Man. They're so different.
This is the same actor, and I'm just like, all right. Well,
I didn't really care for his person.
Which good on you, Michael B. Jordan, for acting, because I'm just like, yeah, he's cool.
It's like the fact that you're like the personalities was completely different is what drew him to you. It's the same
which
nigga.
should tell you,
like, which is hilarious, men. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Which should tell you niggas out there, it is not how you look, it is your personality.
Yeah. As long as you have a great personality and look like Michael B. Jordan, it's all about your personality. That's what I heard. Or you can look like Michael B. Jordan,
or you can like Michael B. Jordan and have a personality. I may have vibe with. I'm just like, we can be friends.
Like, do you have a twin brother who's not a dick? Okay, great. That's the one. That's the one I want to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that was pretty sad. Which goes back to again, like, how do you feel about the endings for all these characters? Like, I mean, all of them essentially die in some way, except for Sammy, who rejected eternal life, which don't know why he would want to be 80 or 70 years old forever.
At 80?
I'm not trying to live forever.
I'm not trying to live forever. Period, yo. I'd be fucking bored. No. Like I
got work.
Like, what am I gonna do? You got to put up with younger and younger generations. You're just gonna get older and crotchetier, and nah.
But you look the same.
I'll be like, look, man,
but you can't go out during the day.
Yeah, you can't go outside during the day.
What the fuck?
Well,
so during daylight saving time, you fucked.
Yeah.
Or you just go to Alaska, right? You just hang out there.
Which I think brings
up
like
there's some nighttime outdoor rallies, right? Like there's probably one of those.
Sure, then go to Coachella at night. You'll be all right. So a lot of food, a lot of opportunities there to eat and
I'm hoping
party, whatever.
Speaking at Coachella at night,
but like
again, I would.
It makes you wonder the concept of like of freedom. Like, is it worth becoming a vampire? Because like, yeah, Mary and Stack end up together. And they're together for 60 years, but look up how much at least Stack has lost, and how much Mary has lost. And until one of them decides to off the other or whatever, they're going to be living like that for forever. And then you have Annie and Smoke. Do they find happily ever after, even though they kind of get back together in the afterlife? Like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty sad. Bittersweet in a way, because they both end up with their loves of their lives, but in like the most tragic of ways.
Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting premise, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna be with this person forever, but like now you're kind of stuck with these like kind of weird rules, right? Yeah. And then like, what if the person gets on your nerves? Like, fuck, 6,000 more years of this shit.
But at least they can date out in the open without worrying that they're going to get lynched one way or another.
Yeah, in the open at night.
At night, yeah,
Right.
at night.
Look, I tell you right
brunch.
now. I can tell you right now. After 6,000 years, I'll be like, "Oh, you sleep?" And I just fucking open the front
It's
door.
like, yo, I got to go to the
Day.
store real quick. But it's 3:00 in the afternoon.
I got to get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
I've had enough.
And Smoke and Annie are just living it up in heaven with the baby that they lost.
They're like eternal baby? A baby for eternity? Fuck no.
Yeah.
See, again, should have gone outside. Should have gone outside.
No, I mean, I guess they found freedom ish.
Wasn't that a thing in what was that? What was it? True Blood. The one Deborah Ann Wool or whatever her name is from Daredevil. Yeah, she got turned to a vampire, but she was a virgin, so every time she had sex, it broke her hymen. Every single time.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, you should have been like, all right, can we do that? And then you turn me after that. And it was like, nope, every time. And she was all horned up because she was like 20 and had never had sex. It's hilarious.
Is that the only other movie? Like, because like the whole like come in thing, they don't really do that a lot in vampire movies, right? That's not one of the tropes that they really use a lot. I mean, is it like I have to invite? No, I know they do it, but I don't. The last time I remember them using that trope was True Blood. Like, I have to invite you into my house. Besides this movie, I don't.
Yeah, it's probably not used that often, but yeah, I mean, it definitely is a trope, right? You know?
I know it's a trope, but I don't see them use it that much.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a good Interview with a Vampire. Do they? I don't remember them using that trope in the Interview with a Vampire in the show.
That's interesting. They use it in Lost Boys. And that's a classic.
He was fucking 40 years old.
The movie is old as shit. The guy with the saxophone. All right, guys. That was a very long episode, but I think it was worth it. So thank you for listening. Yep. We will be back next week for another preview episode. Bye.
See ya.
You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.